What is up? What is up, New York Jets fans, especially those here in the tri-state area, but of course, those Jets fans around the world. I am Midnight Mike, your late-night New York Jets host, coming to you from the Long Island Sound, and we're ready for another great Saturday night. Let's hit that Jets chant. Jets, Jets, Jets. All right. There we go, folks. We have a lot to talk about tonight. Obviously, the Jets going into their final game of the 2024 season against the Miami Dolphins. This one's going to be fun because I really want the Jets to play spoiler. I want the Jets to go in there, beat Miami, and be part of the reason. Now, there's plenty of reasons why Miami shouldn't be making the playoffs because they suck, but the Jets suck more. And so for the Suckmore team to go in and beat the team that just sucks would be a great little end of the season for the New York Jets and our fans. Once again, I know there's a lot of you out there. Fan how you want to fan. That's fine. But on this show, we always root for the W. We always root for the win. We do not root for the tank. And I'll tell you, out of all teams in the NFL, the Miami Dolphins are my least favorite and the team that I want the Jets to beat the most during a season, the two times that they play. Okay, it's just how it is. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Jets-Miami game. What are your thoughts? We will take some calls later in the show, but of course I'll be going back and forth to the comments section as best I could. I want to thank all of you who not only are hitting the like button tonight, which I want you to do, because when I say that, I know you guys may not believe me, but when I say, guys, hit the like button, I can tell when a lot of you hit the like button because all of a sudden the numbers start popping up. And then I'll do maybe a half hour, 40 minutes from now, I'll say it again, and then the numbers will pop up. So it does help. And I implore you, whether it's this show or any other show that you watch that you enjoy the content for, whether it's Jets or not, and they're doing a live show, hit that like button. It helps them out and it's free. But I want to thank everybody who was here last Saturday night and on the New Year's stream on Tuesday night. Man, did we have a blast. Murdoch and myself ended up signing off of that New Year's stream very much later than we thought we would and very much more inebriated than we thought we would. And of course, our Tuesday night shows, the next day, I actually completely forgotten. It was up for maybe 48 hours. Usually the Tuesday show, if I don't do another show during the week to compensate for members only, the Tuesday show is the show that the next morning I put behind the paywall for members only of the Midnight Mike Show. And I appreciate all of my channel members because I also saw the numbers go up after I put it up behind the Midnight Mafia channel, Midnight Mike Show channel member, paywall, whatever you want to call it. But that show was fun. And I'll tell you, like I said before, we aren't your standard. So many Jet shows out there, just sit there and drone about the same fucking bullshit about the New York Jets. And there's some who do it incredible. And then there's some who don't. But regardless of all of them, from the top, the top was like the Jake Asmans, I guess, of live shows, or the Ian and Jets Centrals of the ones who do videos, down to us lower guys who have, less than 5,000 subscribers or even less than 100 subscribers. There's some who do it great, some who don't, but a lot of we like to be a variety show. So we'll get off topic, of course, because that's my style. But then we always circle back around to the Jets. And we're building a community of people who enjoy that. So thank you to all of you who were there New Year's Eve and stuck it out for 3 hours with us, going into Central Time Zones, Happy New Year's and all of that. And thank you to all of you who were there Saturday night, including the raid from the Dabbleverse that came in and was super chatting it up and like having a great time with us. I think some of them were testing to see if I actually am a member of the Dabbleverse, if I do know my shit in that YouTube community, and I do. We're going to be doing look, it got so crazy last Saturday night that we didn't even do picks because so many people were coming in with super chats and questions and all that stuff. But tonight, it's the last week of the NFL season. We're going to get to all of that stuff. We're going to get to our NFL picks. And of course, we're going to be doing Mike and Maddie's top 5 during the intermission report. But it's going to be with a Murdog. So it's going to be Mike and Maddie's top 5 with Murdog in the intermission report, because unfortunately, Maddie cannot be here tonight. And honestly, folks, he got some terrible news involving, family stuff. And I once again, he didn't give me the go to say it on the air, so I will not. If he pops into the chat, maybe he can let people know, maybe when he comes back on Tuesday or next Saturday, whenever. But he has every right to be absent tonight. And he's told me and Murdog, go, please, do a great show, have a great time, whatever. But unfortunately, he's going through some shit right now. His family's going through some shit. So we send all our love and support. And I'm sure everybody in the chat sends their love and support to you, Maddie. Like, we want you to get through this. You have a lot of support here from your Jets brethren. So that's all I can say about that. But he unfortunately cannot be here tonight. So hey, look, we still got to get along with the show, and I still have my boys. I still have my boys who come in and help me out. And one of them tonight is my co-host, the one and only, the Murdog. How you doing tonight, Murdog?
What's up, brother? Am I on? I see you. I don't see the thing.
Oh man, look, I'm tonight. I am not. There you go. Can you see me now?
Yeah,
dude. I'm telling you, we spoke earlier. I have been so fucking sick since the New Year's show, man. I knew I was coming down with something, and then we started, drinking and whatnot, and that curbed it to me. It was like a fake sense of happiness. And then the next day onward, it was just like got worse and worse and worse. And like I still like my house is just a big sick, just disgusting mess. Like my daughter, my other daughter, my youngest now is super sick. My wife, my oldest, and my wife has strep throat. I mean, it is a disaster over here. So I hope it's better there.
Yeah, no, it's okay here. I'm good. But first of all, I just want to say, prayers to Maddie and his family. We love you, bro. And he'll be back soon. But yeah, it did get a little crazy the other night, to where it's just like I haven't been able to watch it back. I was like, oh my god, how bad was it? So I was probably ready to like take my shirt off.
No, to be fair, I did watch some of it back. And it's definitely fun and entertaining. And I know that anyone who watches our show will enjoy it. Like they'll go back and be like, yo, like let's see how drunk these two assholes get. And we I think we definitely came through for everybody.
Yeah. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed it. Just having a good time, chilling with Jets fans, and hopefully everyone enjoyed themselves.
Absolutely. I just want to let everybody know that Murdog there on the Jet stream, along with DB94, both have the wrenches now, so they can, if anybody gets too saucy and look, we've talked about this before. We're not like other shows. And I'm not even just talking about Jet shows. I'm talking about any show on YouTube. We don't ban people. We don't throw them places. We don't, what do you do? The 5-minute and 24-hour and 46, I don't know, different bans. I don't even know how to do that. You could say whatever you want in this show. In the comments, you can talk shit about me. You could talk shit about Murdog. You could talk shit about Maddie. You could talk shit about the Jets. Anything you want to do is fine. But the reason we do have a few people in here who have the wrenches is because we have had wise asses like Rick Roll. If people remember Rick Roll, I haven't seen him in a little while, but he's actually ended up being pretty cool with the show. He talks shit, but now he does it in the right way. But when you come in here and you throw out the F slur for gay people, or you throw in like the N word or things like that, that's where my channel can get in trouble. If it was up to me, you'd be able to say whatever the fuck you want. But we got to play YouTube's game. We got to be on a certain level here. And that's why we have guys with wrenches. So guys now watching your ass will be Murdog and the Jet Stream along with DB94. Those guys are going to be in there along with other ones like Ricky NY and Dano and Kim and other people who have those wrenches looking out for that particular sort of thing. But even if you write that stuff, it's just going to be eliminated. We're not going to ban you. We're not going to ban you. We'll just eliminate it, right, Murdog?
Oh, we'll have to be quick, but yeah.
Yeah, the best we can. Teflon Don comes in, says Jets are pure cheeks, garbage franchise. Yeah, look, I can't argue with that.
I know that.
How are you going to argue with that?
I think Teflon said that the last show too. That we're
yeah,
cheeks.
And it's fair enough. We got some super chats along the way, though. Let's hit that Jets chant. Jets. DB94 channel member and moderator comes in with $2. Thank you so much, my brother. Coming in says the New Year's Eve show was great. Thanks again, Midnight Mike show. No, you know what? Thank you. You help us out so much in the Discord. You help Murdog on that. You help me out, like when I'm trying to figure stuff out on my end. So we definitely appreciate you being around, and it's just shocking that we have a fan of the Denver Broncos who's coming and become such a part of the family. So I definitely appreciate that, DB94. And look, he comes in again. You know, you are crazy, my brother. Jets. DB94 comes in and gives 5 Midnight Mike Show channel memberships. So, guys, if you will get the notification if you were gifted a channel membership in your email. And now you can go back, if you haven't watched it, and watch the Drunken New Year's Eve stream. Now, once again, I want to point out that we keep it on track from the time we get on the air till midnight, East Coast. But once midnight East Coast hits, and that what was that fucking song called, Murdog? What is a New Year's Eve song? I'm blanking. God damn it. You know, that one.
I don't know if there's words. So it's just like a melody.
No, they're not only our words, but there's a name for the song, and I'm sure someone will put it in the chat. But my point being is that no, but from that point on, I pull out. I was like sipping, like I have it tonight. Just sipping my drink. You know, you sip it throughout the show. But then the bottle came out, and then Murdog's bottle of champagne and a bunch of tall boys came out. And from the point of the East Coast New Year's through to the end of the show, it just gets saucier and saucier and saucier. So I hope everybody.
It's called the Old Lang Syne. Yeah.
That's it. There you go. Fuck, DB94 is blowing my fucking mind tonight. We got to give him something else. If 5 gifted channel memberships, I think I've got to go. Even though he is not a fan of the New York Jets, what we like to do when people blow our minds here on the show is give them the catch. So here it is. Yeah, the best part about that is you do get the Jets chant at the end there, but you also get that amazing touchdown throw and catch from Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson on Halloween night. My favorite night of the year, by the way. And the Jets actually pulled that one off. You know, Murdog, with all the losing the Jets have done this year, I think I should be happy that they gave me that one of the things they gave me was they gave me the Halloween night victory, because that would have ruined my entire holiday.
And they gave me one too. I mean, I went to Jacksonville. And that was one of their wins. And it was just like, thank you for doing it while I'm here. It was good to see.
And now we ask, Murdog, now we ask for one more. Just one more. Give us the drubbing of the Miami Dolphins.
I mean, if you can't beat,
would be amazing.
Tua is not playing. And if you can't beat them, well, Sauce is on IR. So he's out. I don't know who else is not playing officially as of now. But, you know, it's like they're mailing it in, you know. So even without Tua being there, I can't just chalk it up to be like, oh, they're going to win without Tua. The Jets seem like they've checked out. So it's not a given. It's not, or a gimme, so we'll wait and see tomorrow.
Miguel was one of our guys keeping us up super late on New Year's Eve. What's up? That New Year's Eve show is wild. Yeah, that's one way of describing it. Checking in from Texas. What is up, Gang Green fam? What is up, Miguel? One of our newest here who's been joined the family. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Lane, can the Jets win on Sunday? I sure hope they can. That's all I'm saying. It's get them in there. Ruin Miami's playoff hopes tomorrow. Hell yeah, that's what I am hoping. Hoping for the best. God, I hate the Dolphins. You and me both. Literally, who's your most least favorite team, Murdoch? Because mine is the Dolphins by far.
Well, this year's Jets, the way they played. No, I'm just kidding.
Fair enough.
Team I hate is the Patriots. I could never root for them against anybody else.
Cuban Raider's been in here before. What's up, Jets Nation? What's up, Cuban Raider? I almost had a Raiders content creator on. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I'm friends with him, whatever. We DM every now and then, and I don't know if you know who he is, but put it this way, I'm not going to give away who he is because he will be on the show eventually, but he actually was a kind of a television and movie star. But when I say star, I'm playing it fast and loose. Like his most notable fame is from a kid show from the 90s. So once again, it's not like I'm talking about like David Schwimmer or Brad Pitt or I'm just naming off names at this point, but it's nobody that like that. But we've talked enough. All right, guys, I have gone through a bunch of these comments, but I got to skip ahead to where we are now, and we've got to bring in another one of our New York Jets Midnight Mike show correspondents. Troy, what's up, man? Good to see you, Troy. Out there in Australia. Is he the one who in the Discord who's putting in all those gorgeous pictures?
Yeah, he's rubbing it in our face that he's at like a nice sunny beach. I'm sure it's freezing for all you guys.
Well, it's summer down there, isn't it?
Here? Yeah, like all year round. Well, it's like it's summer in the spring. Oh, for him? Yeah, it gets cold though.
Yeah, in Australia, it's summer.
Yeah, it's mostly
because it's summer in the southern hemisphere. Yeah, it's got to be good weather.
Well, they have a winter. I have a few friends,
and their winter comes during our summer.
Oh, I thought you meant it's summer all year round for them. I was like, no.
No.
Oh, you're talking about different seasons. Different seasons at different times. Yeah, right now it's summer for him. Yes.
Okay. So we can't. If I went to my beach, which is right down the road, it would be a pretty miserable sight because all the boats and everything in the marina would be covered up. There'd be nobody on the beach. Any tree you saw would have no leaves on it. It would look pretty sad. And there might be drones in the sky. That's been a big thing lately here in the Northeast. But guys, look, once again, I told you hit the like buttons and the numbers go up. They've popped up. Let's do it again. Anybody watching right now, hit that thumbs up button. Let's drive up those numbers here on the Saturday night show, get more people watching and bring in our Minnesota. I was going to say Midnight Mike. Well, how about our Midnight Mike, Minnesota Vikings correspondent, Sean Neutron. How you doing tonight, Sean?
Hey, Mike. What's up, Murdoch? Good to see you, brothers. And before we get started, I just want to give a shout out to Maddie. Well, his family's in our thoughts and prayers right now.
Absolutely. That was a depressing way to start off kind of the evening, and I definitely hope that Maddie is, you can only do what you can do, and I hope everything turns out. Obviously, all our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. But I do want to. Last week, guys, there was so much coming in from the Dabbleverse and from those guys super chatting and all that stuff. What I want to do is we got to get to these picks for this week because it is the final week of NFL action. But Sean, before we do that, did you come in with anything? You've got to be so pumped up for tomorrow.
Well, I figure we can say that to last. That's gonna be the Sunday night game. I don't mind saving that to last, but I am ready for the biggest regular season game of all time.
I would say for the Vikings, yeah, that's probably true. At least in any kind of recent history, like that is going to be a monster game between the Vikings and the Lions. And
well, I guess to delve into it a little bit, it's the first time two teams with 13 or more wins are facing off. in a game. The 28 total is the record as well, win total. And it's also the first time since 1993 a game is being decided for the division on the last week of the season. And now I guess also the conference, so that might be a first right there too.
But I'll tell you, it's just it sucks that once again, like they have got to work on this, the way the playoffs are bracketed. They have to work on this because it's one of your teams, one of those teams is going to end up with the 5th spot. And that is
and then you're fighting your way back to get home, and you have to hope a lower seed, somehow the 6th seed wins, and then you're okay, then I can have a home game.
Well, I've even said it before. If you're, there's been many times where we've seen a division and the winner of the division wins the division at 8-8. Now, obviously this was back 16 game season, but like 8-8 or a 9-8 or 8-9 or something like that. They win the division and they get the number 4 seed in the playoffs. Whereas a team like the Vikings or the Lions in this case would drop below them to the number 5th spot. I personally think that playoffs should literally just be determined by record. That's it. That's how you seed the playoffs.
So
if you have,
would you make the purpose of the division then just simply be a tiebreaker then?
It would be it would work in tiebreaker situations, and it would also work in the fact that you win your division and you get your little pretty banner and you get your little hat and your shirt. You know, winning your division is an accomplishment. That's cool. But really, it's like four teams. I want to hear, you know what? Speaking of which, I want to bring something up for Murdog real quick. I brought this up. And I have this all ready for you, Murdog. Give me one sec. So check this out. Everyone knows that I love to troll Maddie, and I love to always bring up this graphic right here. And the reason I bring it up is because the Rangers have not won a fucking Stanley Cup in the sense the Devils won those 3. Now, I'm not going to sit here and continue to brag about the Devils because they are doing exactly what I thought they would do over all this winning was too much. And now they're on a 4-game losing streak. And that's what I was waiting for, that hammer to drop. And it seems like it's starting to drop. But what I did was, because I was going to really mess with Maddie again, is I did bring this into my little repertoire. And there you go. There you go, Murdog. You got the Islanders 4 Stanley Cup championships all in a row from 79 all the way up to 83. Okay. So my point being is I was like, okay, what about these Rangers? Like, and I'm looking and they have their Stanley Cups, but they have the 94 one. And then they have 3. So they have four total Stanley Cups. Then they have 3 back in like the 20s. Okay. And that was when there were 6 fucking teams in the NHL. So to me, that's like winning your division. Okay. So I was about to say winning your division in the NHL is cool. You beat 4 other teams, or in the past it'd be 5 other teams, whatever. But really, it's like, okay, you get your hat, you get your shirt, whatever. But the Rangers have really, when you really think about it, have only won 1 Stanley Cup, because the 3 prior that they won were all when they were basically, the NHL was just a division. 6 teams who, like, come on, that's not that impressive. But here's how it should work. NFL, you win your division, you get tiebreakers, you get things like that. You get your hat, you get your banner, all of that. But playoffs should be the best of the best with the best records and seeded accordingly.
Yep.
I don't know. Your guys' thoughts?
I mean, obviously I'm a little biased this year, but I feel, when your teams play that well, if it's not, whether it's the Vikings or somebody else, to see somebody like go 8-9 or 9-8, and then they are higher seeded than you, that would sting a lot. So, I totally see your point.
But another thing is think about the teams that would lose out on making the playoffs. So because a team won their division at 9-8 or 8-9 or something like that, they get the 4th spot. They get the 4th seed in the playoffs. Yeah. But then you have another team from another division that went, I don't know, 10-7, and they miss out on the playoffs.
I saw some crazy stat today that said that the Panthers won their division 3 times in a row from 2013 and 2015, and I think they only had a winning record once out of it.
Yeah. There's been a couple of years, I think, where a team was under 500 and won the division and got in the playoffs.
That should be illegal.
Yeah, that should not be happening. And like I said, I don't whether the Lions or the Vikings win, neither of them should, with the way they've played this year, be dropped to the 5th seeded playoff spot. That's ridiculous.
I mean, the only argument.
I'm sorry.
The only argument they have is that, quantifying the strength of schedule, like you did the Lions and the Bills, and I'm making it up now. Like if you stack the top two, they have strength of schedule, but you play in a weak division or you play in the best division and you play them twice. That's the only really argument that they could throw out there.
I saw the meme that's been going around for the Vikings and Lions is, all your, like the last so many weeks is, John Daly's the Vikings, and then you got Tiger Woods as the Lions, and it's like the Vikings screwing around being 14-2 with Sam Darnold as their quarterback.
I'm seeing so many Jets fans wishing that we'll somehow I saw people being like, oh, we should trade off like 3 or 4 draft picks and Braylon Allen just to get JJ McCarthy. I'm like, dude, calm down. Like that guy hasn't even now maybe giving like some sort of trade for Sam, who proved himself all season. That's that's even dicey. But for JJ, it's like, let's see what the guy does first here. No, sorry, Murdoch, what were you going to say?
What's the word in Minnesota? Are they trying to re-sign him? Is that a priority?
I think they said something about they're going to wait until the playoffs to really make a decision and go, okay, like what do we have here? They know they have mostly, but at the same time they want to see, okay, what can you do first in the playoffs? To me, there's just no way you can let him go. I think the franchise tag at the minimum. I think I said that last week. When it comes to trading JJ, I'm not 100% opposed to it. I'm mostly opposed to it, but because I think there's no reason to rush it. We've got leverage with him on that rookie contract, and he has shown support for the team. He's not like sitting there whining on social media or looking, mad or anything like that. But if you were to get a really, really good offer, like all sorts of draft picks and whatnot, and some capital, then I can't really say that to turn that down, because you could build even more, and. So, but right now I'm leaning towards keeping JJ as QB2. Unless you get some sort of like Godfather offer, which, like even Mike just said, is it really worth it without knowing what you have? Because we only saw him in a preseason game or two. But he's got a lot of upside. So
yeah, it's going to be a very interesting offseason all around. Okay, we're going to get into these NFL picks first. We have another Jets chant. Jets. Valerie, our first lady, the first lady to become part of the 6% here on the Midnight Mike Show. Thank you so much. She's a channel member, sending us $5. Says, I've been here since the beginning of this channel. Our season turned out so crummy. Thanks for a good place to vent. Valerie, this is the place to do it. And once again, usually our venting shows are Tuesday night, and then all of a sudden I get nice and excited on the Saturday night shows, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to beat the Dolphins. No fucking problem. But yeah, it's a night and day situation on this show when you go from the Tuesday show to the Saturday show. I'll tell you that right now. All right, guys, we got a game underway right now. It's right now, I believe it's 10-7. Let me just make sure. I have a 10-7 Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. Do you think this holds? What are you guys thinking?
I feel like I'm going to see some separation with Cincinnati. I feel I'm surprised it's so close for this long, but then again, those divisional games always play tougher. So, I feel like it would suck to be a Pittsburgh fan this year with watching Pitt lose their last 7 games, and then having Pittsburgh be on this little bit of a slide as well. So they're at home. They don't want to lose. It's a divisional game, but I still see Cincinnati winning that one, maybe by 10 points at least.
Murdoch?
Yeah, I don't think that Cincinnati's offense has been fucking humming for a while now. And if it's not Chase, it's Higgins, so they even get Gesicki involved. It's they're a dangerous team.
Chase Brown's been really good too.
Yeah, Brown's been picking up the slack, as a number one for the season for the most part. So I don't think Pittsburgh can hang with that offense. So even if it's close right now, I don't expect it to stay close.
No,
I don't think they can stop them. That's just
when your number one is Pickens. That's a little trouble right there.
Let's get into the 1 o'clock games tomorrow. What was it?
Oh, what are they in the second quarter?
I think it's pretty close to halftime, right?
Yeah, you got about 40 seconds to half.
Okay, someone said, okay, it's 9:30. Okay. Yeah, second half, I think they'll pull away.
Yeah.
So the 1 o'clock game, I know it was a miracle last week that they could even score that many points. But the first 1 o'clock game I see is the 3-13 New York Giants traveling into Philadelphia to play the 13-3 Philadelphia Eagles. And from what I'm hearing, which I just don't understand, if you're a competitor, that they're sitting Saquon Barkley.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that, Murdoch?
Well, Saquon had an opportunity. There's two ways to go with this. Saquon had an opportunity to break the single game record, right? And he said, no,
single season.
No. But earlier in the year, when he had
when he had like 270.
He could have broke the single game record. And they said, you want to go in? You're close to the record. He said, no, let them play. And he pulled himself out. And he probably would have got it. This time, I honestly think that every running back would love to be the record holder, right? But first of all, don't get him hurt before the playoffs. That's number one. But the other thing that he's probably doing it for is, even if he broke the record, they're going to say, well, it took him 17 games to do it. It took 16. Just like with the home run record. Roger Maris had it in 154 games, and Mark McGwire took him 162 when he broke it. So there's always going to be, so why even do it? So he looked, he's taking the high road. He's not going to get hurt, and he doesn't have to have that asterisk next to the record. So he's coming off well with this. You know what I mean? Of like,
in a way, Murdoch, I agree, but it's like you look, it's not Saquon's fault that the NFL went to 17 games, and eventually the NFL is going to go to 18. So, why not get it at 17 so that when the person gets it at 18 in 20 years, that could then be saying, oh, well, Saquon did it in 17. You know what I'm saying? It's like the game is always going to change, but having the record means something. And I could see where maybe he was like, where he could be like, well, next season I'll try to get it in the 16 games. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll try to hit it in the 16 games. But the thing is that, like I said, I think eventually the NFL, we're going to be moving to an 18-game season. I think that's not a surprise. So why not get it now and then have other people have the asterisk? Like he has worked since he's probably been in Pee Wee football, working his ass off to get to this point, to the best of all time. I just don't see the logic in not getting the record.
On top of that, too, this year, I mean, obviously, as a fantasy owner, you get frustrated with watching the tush push. He could have had that record and rivaled LaDainian's record of 31 touchdowns. Imagine getting that in the same season. Then you can't argue anything.
Well, yeah, and they're playing the fucking Giants. It's like almost a given. Like, they're going to run.
Somebody was saying, like, well, if you start Saquon, you'd have to start, their offensive line, and they don't want to get anyone injured. So, but ultimately, I would like to see the record, but that's their decision.
Yeah, if you look at the list,
I will say this, guys.
If you look at the list, like Saquon's like number 8, and he's only like a few yards to like jump to number 2. So he's going to sit back there. Yeah, he's like those like from 2 to 8 is like a really small margin. And it's easily doable. 5 carries, he could probably do it. Huh?
Speaking of rushing records, though, real quick, do you guys think that Boise State regrets sitting G&T a lot of those games?
I'd be honest. I don't watch a lot of Boise State. If I watch college football, I'm watching Notre Dame, and I'm happy that they beat Georgia the other day. Moving along now, taking on Penn State. I'm excited about that.
That'd be a good game.
It's always bothered me. No, but what always bothered me about Boise State? Something about watching them on that field.
Yeah,
I can't. It's like it's hard on my eyes. Something about it. I when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But then I've watched, and it's like it just something about all that blue doesn't work with my eyes. I don't know.
I saw a high school that had black turf in I think it was in Texas or something. Can you imagine playing like an afternoon game in black turf?
Oh yeah, you just burn yourself.
we have to wear sunblock while we play.
I've seen ones with red turf. It's just
I think Eastern Washington, where Cooper Cup played, they have red turf.
Yeah, it's just weird.
That's too much.
Yeah, that's a little goofy.
Either way, guys, backups in Philadelphia could play their entire team of backups, and I still think they beat the Giants. What do you think, Murdoch?
Yeah, Giants. Giants are worse than us. They're a shit show. I mean, talk about giving up on the season. Like they mailed it in way before we did.
Yeah.
You know, they got a rookie on the team just like, yeah, fuck this, whatever. Like just talking. He's like already rookie year. He's already basically telling them he wants to get out of here, you know, as soon as possible. And he's a rookie. And listen to his interviews. He's just like, fuck this. Throwing people under the bus, low key.
Sean,
I haven't seen that, but wow, doesn't surprise me. But yeah, like you said, you know, I don't see any world where I don't think Drew Lock is going to have another, you know, Pro Bowl level quarterback weekend like that with 5 touchdowns. No. So yeah, definitely got to go Philly. And hey guys, real quick, I'm going to leave, but I'm going to grab my phone charger. I'll be right back. Okay.
All right.
No problem. No problem.
All right,
Clancy, well, yeah, no, yeah. With it is what it is. The Drew Lock should take that fucking game and the highlights from that game and just, you know, have them highlighted right on his phone so that anyone who he just has it up. Hey, look at what I did that one time. Like that was something that ain't happening again, and that ain't happening in Philadelphia against the Eagles, even if it is the backups. Murdoch, we're gonna move on. Sean will be back. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to, before we move on, when we were talking about Saquon, Clancy had a good point in the chat, and he said it's not about the games, it's about the amount of carries, right? Like if, you know, Saquon played 17 games, but, you know, if he did it in less carries, you know, that's a good point. But it's also the same thing with the home run record. Like, oh, Hank Aaron's, you know, the all-time leader when he was the all-time leader in home runs, right? But he did it in so many more seasons than Babe Ruth and at-bats. Yep. So Babe Ruth was a pitcher for the Red Sox before he was a full-time hitter. So, well,
there's a lot of people there's a lot of people who don't fucking understand the fact that Hank Aaron had literally like 1,200 more at bats than Babe Ruth. And yeah, Babe Ruth spent the first however many years of his career, 5-6 years pitching. So he couldn't bat as much. It's like Babe Ruth is by far the best home run hitter of all time because he used to stagger to the plate fucking drunk and hit a home run. Like
he couldn't make a high school team today, but for his era, he was Godzilla. For his era,
you can't compare because in today's era, he wouldn't be allowed to drink. He'd have to train. He'd have to whatever. So you took a man that big and you have him lifting weights and training and doing all that stuff. He knew how to put. He knew he had a great eye and he knew how to put the bat to the ball. And that's all you need to do. And if he built himself like the guys train and build themselves today, then maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't. But you can't compare the two eras. You just can't.
No, that's what for his era, he was a god, but he couldn't make a high school team today. So that's all I'm saying. The guy swings a 40-something ounce bat back then. All the pitchers were like washed up starters. You know, they weren't throwing 100. They were throwing like 84. You know, and that's why he could a 40-something ounce bat with no gloves on and throw his weight into it. He couldn't hit a fastball today. He just couldn't. But yeah, I give him credit for his time. He was a god. I'll never take that away from him.
Once again, Murdoch, he had a natural talent. So so what I'm saying is if you took a man, if you had him grow up in this era, like George Herman Ruth never happened back then. He's born today. That means he's brought up a completely different person, but he has the same eye, the same talent, the same way he can put the bat to the ball, but he's trained his whole life. He's not a complete fall down drunk. He's not using a 40-ounce bat. That's what I'm saying. The reason you can't compare is it's two different worlds. So in baseball, Babe Ruth is the greatest home run hitter of all time because everything was different back then. Everything was slower, heavier, drunker, whatever the case may be.
It's like playing softball.
Well, I don't know if it's like that, but yes, I see what you're saying. Like, it might not be softball.
I mean, the fence at Yankee Stadium was like 240 feet down the line, or what? It was like a joke. You know, it was like 480 feet, 500 feet to center. Like when they had the monuments, like the old Yankee Stadium and the Polo Grounds, wherever they were all playing, and it's just a different game. But that's why I don't take it away from him for his era. But I'm just saying, he wouldn't translate. That's it.
Miguel comes in, not only a channel member. Did he get gifted a channel membership or did he join? I don't know, but he comes in with $5 and he says it's you got the Jets chant. Don't forget that. Jets. Everyone hit that like button. Hit that like button. We're gonna watch those numbers. I want to watch those numbers go up, folks. He says it's sad. Oh, go ahead.
When people drop subs, don't you get a list of who got the memberships?
On YouTube, if I was on YouTube, I would get it. But I'm not on YouTube. I'm running off of YouTube through StreamYard. So in StreamYard, I don't see that. And I'd have to have it open up in a different thing and all that stuff. But I can, like, when I get off of here, I could go into my YouTube studio and find out who got them. Okay. So, usually like I can get Maddie to look in and see who got them. But now if I asked you, it's happened way too far back. You'd have to scroll all the way back and all that stuff. But Miguel says
2 minutes. DB, I'll have the whole list.
It's sad that if we combine the Jets and the Giants win total, we still wouldn't make the playoffs. Yeah. New York football is at an all-time disastrous low right now. Like, it's bad. Real quick, he's back.
I'm back.
Here you go, Shawnee.
Yeah, they're right there, guys. I forgot my phone was on like 15%.
Ah, that's okay. You got back in. We ended up talking about Babe Ruth, so you didn't miss any scores.
Perfect.
Guillermo's back in midseason.
All right, so here we go. Let's get back into this. What?
So Guillermo's back in midseason form.
Hey, Guillermo, he was actually, I think he was partially responsible for that Dabbleverse raid. Are we getting another one tonight? You going to get those Dabbleverse guys in here? I don't know. I let me see. What is he talking shit? What is he talking shit?
Yeah. He said, I'm trying to dox people. What are you talking about? What the fuck is that?
Yeah. What is he talking about?
I don't know what that means.
All right. Guillermo, I appreciate you being in here. Adirondack Fly guy in here, Infrared in here, Scott Foster in here. Yeah, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate all you guys being in here. Kim, channel member, moderator, Ricky, moderator, channel member, Clancy in here. Shout out to all you guys. Like, I'm just scrolling up a little bit, see who I see, and I appreciate all you guys being in here. But we got to get back to these. Otherwise, we don't get through them. That's the only problem. So here we go. Back to this. New Orleans at 5-11. Heading into Tampa Bay, who's fighting for a playoff spot. They have to win if they win their division, right? They win the NFC South and they make it into the playoffs. 10-7. That's respectable to get into the playoffs.
They're better than that record.
First, and I would say so too. But I would say, I think Tampa Bay wins this game. They're at home. Baker Mayfield has taken this team to a surprising level, and I'll be honest. If you would have said after Tom Brady and that kind of group, like Tom Brady and Gronk and those guys left after the Super Bowl era or whatever, that they would just have continued to constantly make the playoffs, I probably wouldn't have believed you. But here we are, and they keep doing their thing. So I'm going Tampa Bay. Sean, who you got?
Oh, easily Tampa Bay. And, Baker's probably the second best story in resurgence behind Darnold, in my opinion. And, if he has Godwin and they have a few more weapons, who knows how much better that record could be. But, they did have some tough losses. That one against the Chiefs was pretty tough. But like you said, at home, fighting for that division, the Saints are just miserable overall after that 2-week first start, But, definitely got to go. Baker's been proving me wrong. Every single time I've sat him in fantasy this year, I regretted it. So,
dude, I had him too. And every time I sat him, he did great. Every time I brought him in, he wouldn't do good. And I finally just gave up and stayed with Joe Burrow the whole time. Those were my two quarterbacks.
I gave up on CJ Stroud and said, screw this, Baker, you're my QB1 now.
Me too. I gave up on
Stroud. Yeah. But yeah, definitely Bucs.
Murdoch, who do you got?
Baker Mayfield could play this game as Gus Swayze, in disguise. And
did you finally watch that?
That was awesome. Yeah,
he could put up 35.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah,
he's such a likable guy.
Yeah, I didn't like him at all coming out of college. He gave me Johnny vibes. He get with the bravado,
with the cross
but then I grew to like him a lot. So you also with all the picks this week, one thing you have to take into account is it's a lot of incentive milestones he needs to hit. Like Baker can get like $2.5 to $3 million for hitting certain milestones, like being in the certain like top 5 in QB.
Evans needs his 100 yards, I think, 90 or 100 yards.
Mike Evans might need like another touchdown and like 98 yards or 92 to crack 1,000. He's had
definitely getting those over.
Every season he's played, he's been over 1,000 yards. So they got money on the line to put numbers up. So it's they're not going to stop throwing to Mike Evans until. So if there's a prop bet out there, I would jump on it.
But I will say, if I bet on them, then all of a sudden it won't happen. As soon as I bet on them, it doesn't happen.
That's when there's millions of dollars on the line for Mike Evans, and if it's like 89, 94 yards, I expect them to force feed him like he's Devontae on the Jets.
I'm hoping so. Yeah,
he gets that number.
All right, moving along, we got Carolina coming in at 4-12. And by the way, speaking of Mayfield and Darnold and Carolina, I always get shit from people being like, "Oh, bet you wish you had Sam Darnold back." And I always tell them in my reaction videos, I'm like, I'm rooting for Sam. I have no problem with Sam. But, dude, I completely forgot until like a week or two ago that Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield were the quarterbacks at the same time for the Carolina Panthers. Like, that is bad. Like, that's worse.
They gave up all that for Bryce Young. Like all the draft capital.
Because the Jets are just as dumb. The Jets are fucking dumb. Yeah.
I'm sure. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets interviewed him tomorrow.
Carolina Panthers. Sorry, go into Atlanta. Atlanta at 8-8. Fuck. Who cares about this game? I guess Atlanta wins. They're at home. They have 8-8. What do you got, Sean?
I think Penix is really going to want to continue to prove himself, and Atlanta's had weapons all year long, and you got Bijan, and for some reason last week they had him look great in the first half. In the second half, I mean, they let the Washington just keep the ball all half, and he didn't do anything. So now I still have to go. I'm going to go Atlanta with Penix and see what they can do. But it's definitely not going to be because of Kyle Pitts with how he's played lately.
Murdoch?
Yeah, well, the Panthers have been playing better than they did in the beginning. So they are improved. Bryce Young has improved, especially from last year. But I don't know if Penix is like the difference maker. They're just a better team, especially it's hard to root against the Falcons against them. But I wouldn't be shocked. Carolina wins. I wouldn't be shocked.
You mean in this game, not because you like the Falcons, right?
In this specific game.
Okay. I thought you were saying, hey man, it's just hard to root against them. Like everyone loves the Falcons. And I'm like, wait, what? No. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm a dirty bird, but not a Falcons fan.
Real quick, David comes in, says this Broncos fan hopes for a Jets victory. We're gonna do our best. We're gonna do our best to do good by you Broncos fans. Try to get you guys a little help there and whatever you need to get into the playoffs. Because I want the Jets to win. There you go, DB, our boy, coming in. Jets W tomorrow. We're hoping. It would be a nice end of the season. They didn't disappoint me on Halloween. Hopefully they won't disappoint me here. Guys, this one, I'm just hoping that the Redskins beat them up. You got Washington heading in at 11-5 into Dallas at 7-9. I'm going, as you can see, I'm going Redskins because I think that I like seeing this little resurgence. I wish they were in better uniforms and not one of the ugliest ones I've ever seen in the history of the NFL. But I love the fact that they're getting this resurgence. One of my old roommates from military school is from the DC area and is a huge Redskins fan. So I want to support that. So I'm going Redskins in Dallas. Murdoch, who do you got?
I definitely got the Redskins. I don't call them Commanders. I got the Redskins. Before the season, I would never have thought that the Dallas would be this bad, especially at home, how they played the whole year. But I'm so happy for Jaden Daniels outshining Caleb Williams the whole season. So I'm happy for that team, and I'm happy for Jaden. So Redskins all day.
Sean?
Yeah, easily Washington. They do have a weird habit sometimes of playing down to competition, and also, Dallas has been able to be competitive in these last few weeks for out of nowhere. Especially that Buccaneers game is kind of weird, but as somebody who lives in the DMV area, I do pull for them in a way where I go, hey, I want my friends to, they've had some lean years just like Minnesota at times, even more so actually in the last 10 to 15 years.
Hey, real quick, can I ask you? You said the DMV area, and now I know that's not Department of Motor Vehicles. Is that DC, Maryland, Virginia?
DC, Maryland, Virginia. Yep.
Oh, I love it. I love that. I've never heard that before. I like that.
Oh, really? Yeah, so I'm pulling for them, and I think that it's good to see them with all those wins. Going for 12 wins is the longest, the most I've seen in number of years. I think since the 90s. I think. So it's just Jaden Daniels has been really good, and I'm actually really tired of hearing the comparisons of him and RG3 because yes, they both had great rookie years, but at the same time, Jaden's surpassed him long ago, and he's a smarter runner. He avoids contact. He's a better passer. And he's got that intangible star quality to him that RG3 could not carry past one season.
There you go.
Repeat of last year when the number quarterback picked CJ Stroud severely outplayed the number one Bryce Young. It happened the next year again.
There'll be certain adjustments defenses will make next year, but at the same time, if you're really worth your salt, you'll find ways to overcome it. So we'll see how CJ Stroud does next year.
All I know about CJ Stroud and the Texans is that they're the Jets, bitch. We beat them this year. We beat them last year. It ain't nothing. We could say this about very few teams and players, but until they prove us otherwise, they're our bitch. We're their daddy. So have fun there, Texans fans. I'm such an ass. I have to brag when I
picked them to beat the Texans. That
what?
I was the only one to pick the Jets over the Texans. Yeah.
That's because you were the only one I think with the balls to actually root for or to pick the Jets. I mean, once again, tomorrow, do I pick the Jets to win? Do I want the Jets to win? Do I pray for the Jets to win? Hell fucking yeah. There's a difference. All right, let's move on. All right, Shakir's. There we go. We're getting into Sean's division here. This is another 1:00 game. You got the Chicago Bears at 4-12 heading into Green Bay. Who you guys did that. I mean, that was a pretty interesting game there at the end there, Sean, with you guys. Yeah. But heading into Lambeau to play the Pack at 11-5. Sean, this is your division. I'm going to let you start it off.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty easy one too. I'm obviously no Packers fan by any means, but the Bears are just miserable. The only thing I always like to watch with them is if Tyson Bagent gets in. Other than that, I think they've lost 10 in a row. After some people said they were going to be the third team in the division, and Green Bay they're solid in their playoff team. So even they played us pretty tough. Even though we'd get big leads on them, they'd come back and storm back in. So these divisional games you can never say no. But against the Bears, it's I think it's going to be the Packers are going to look good before the playoffs, and I see a 14-point win for the Packers. I think Josh Jacobs is going to have another big day.
I'll tell you right now, Sean, I think I was one of those people because when J.J. McCarthy went down and you guys ended up, I bet we could go back and look at me look stupid at the beginning of this year. Honestly, yeah. And I bet I was one of those people who said, you know what, now that JJ went down, I'm going to go Vikings at 4, Chicago.
Yeah. No, I recall you did that. You definitely said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I predict.
I'll take it. No, I have no problem being wrong.
I predicted they were going to be 9-8, so I've been wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong to say they're not 9-8. So
there you go. Murdoch, what do you got?
Yeah, Packers. There's no reason to pick against them. I mean, they're not supposed to be sitting all their starters, right? Do they have something to play for with seeding?
Yeah, I think they want that higher wild card spot, or no, they're not going to get that because I guess the loser of Minnesota and Detroit's going to get that 5th seed. So I guess I don't know. I guess they did. Did they have that 6th seed locked in?
If they're locked in a spot, I could see them resting, and then that changes everything. If they're resting people, I just haven't heard word what they're doing.
Yeah, me either, actually. But I guess we'll see.
Winners, if you're locked in, teams usually defer to safety. No injuries. But if they have something
Miguel.
to play for, then it shouldn't even be close.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be.
Miguel, I'd be okay with that. With as long as it's the Vikings. I don't want to see the Bills sniff the Super Bowl. I really don't.
I have a friend who's a Bills fan, and so I always talk to him about it. So I think that the just the combination of those fan bases and the suffering the loser would have to endure, like that, just the pain for whoever lost, that I can only imagine.
Lane, why are you what are you guys, are you co-hosting with him now? Why are you pushing for Mets here? What's going on here? Mets knows when he could call in. He knows when that's going to happen. It's going to happen after the intermission report, folks. We got another super chat coming in here. Jets. I love how everybody's writing in for other people at this point. DB94 says, me and Lane want to know if you think the Bills will make the Super Bowl this year. They have a good chance. Anything is possible. But I just think that the Chiefs are a better team than the Bills. I think the Ravens can give the Bills a run for their money. Not saying that they're clearly a better team, but I think that it's a team that Buffalo would have to worry about. And then on the other side of the ball, you got the Eagles and the Vikings and the Lions. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them to win the Super Bowl this year. Make the Super Bowl, maybe, but we will see. And I'll tell you, if they make the Super Bowl, I will be sweating. What do you two think?
Murdoch, what do you think?
Sweating?
I said if the Bills make the Super Bowl, I'll be sweating because I don't want them to win a Super Bowl. It's kind of one of the things we have over them.
I don't think anybody's beating the Lions, although it would be a shootout if those two played. I do think the Bills are better than the Chiefs. I know you just said that Chiefs are better.
Yeah, but the Chiefs have the refs. That's tough, man. The Chiefs. Now the Bills have the refs too. I mean, Josh Allen has the refs. I mean, that dude, you can literally shake his hand and he'll grab his hand, fall over, and they'll throw a flag. But with the Chiefs, everyone on the Chiefs, it's not just Mahomes, it's everyone on the Chiefs.
I just think this is a diminished. I think the Chiefs are a paper team this year. I don't think they're as good as their record says. But Buffalo and Baltimore, it's almost like they always choke in the big moments of the big games.
Yeah.
They can't get past Kansas City. But if Kansas City loses, it's going to be interesting to see which one of those teams goes to the Super Bowl.
If Buffalo does not get past Kansas City this year, they're never going to.
And if the Bengals somehow get in there, that they're going to be dangerous if they get in.
They could be a spoiler, yeah.
They could beat any of them. Anytime they could beat any of them with that offense.
Yeah.
But yeah, if the Bills in the Super Bowl,
all right.
But nobody's beating the Lions this year. It's a wrap.
Yeah,
and
I know that's a team that honestly, and I'm sorry, Sean, but it's like the Lions haven't even been to a Super Bowl. So for them to get to it and win it, it would be a feel good story. And it's once again, I don't care about the fucking team. Although I like Jared Goff, because any player that does those undercover videos, I end up loving. And he did one, and it was great. But
in college,
it's for me. It's I think about the fans, and I think about the Lions fans, and I think about how what they've gone through, like Jets fans. Especially those of us who aren't old enough to remember Super Bowl III or weren't alive for Super Bowl III. It would just be a feel-good story for those fans in Detroit. So I
watched that Barry Sanders documentary recently. And it really does kind of highlight, all the struggles they've been through as a franchise in those years. You had those two players who got paralyzed, unfortunately. So if it wasn't a Vikings fan and we weren't having just as good a season, I would actually, there's nothing to dislike about them. I love their coach. I love their players. There's nobody who's like, oh man, that guy pisses me off. So in any other scenario, I would pull for the Lions.
All right, let's move on to the next game. And we do have, hold on, quick, let's hit the super chat. We got a Jets champ. Jets. I love how everybody's keeping track of what's going down in my show. I got Mets in here telling me it's intermission report time so that we can get to the intermission report so we can get out of the intermission report so that he can call in. DB94 comes in with $2. What?
Like, Mike, what are you doing? It's intermission time.
God damn it, damn God. He says former Jet who could be their Dan Campbell. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming
Like
you're
head
talking
coach.
maybe about Aaron Glenn. Yeah, maybe you're talking about Aaron Glenn because he would be. By the way, Vrabel came in for an interview 2 days ago, and Rex comes in tomorrow, I believe.
I would like. I think Vrabel would be good, but then again, they need an offensive coach. I think. Look what's happened to the defensive coaches.
I'm gonna have to go back and get all the tapes, man, because I said Cliff Kingsbury, and you guys were like,
Glenn is.
And now that name's getting thrown around, and I said it like 2 months ago. And you guys,
do you think Kingsbury could? Do you think Kingsbury is head coach material after what we've seen?
I just think they want an offensive guy this time, like a real offensive guy. It's just been defense, and nothing's changed. From Todd Bowles, Herman.
And the one offensive guy they got was Gase.
He wasn't. Technically he's an offensive guy, but come on. Then Salah. All the guys you can name in recent memory, they were, if not all of them, but
99% were defensive.
Defensive guys, and I think this league is an offensive league.
Yep.
And our offense has been shit. So
But it goes in spurts because it's an offensive league now because the offense has figured out how to defeat the old defensive league. So for a while it was a defensive league for let's say 10 years, and then the offensive coaches started to figure out how to beat those defenses, and it became an offensive league. But eventually it will switch back to a defensive league. My whole thing is that with Rex is if no one wants to come in and take the job, I'll take Rex. But I'd rather try something new with and like you even said, Murdoch, with an offensive guy, try something different because just nothing's working for the fucking Jets right now. Nothing.
What do you got to lose for 12 games? That's all.
The Rex Ryan talk kind of reminds me of how West Virginia just got Rich Rod back.
That's probably because of Pat McAfee.
Little nostalgia.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Pat McAfee, the Jacksonville Jaguars, 4-12, go into Indianapolis to take on the Indianapolis Colts, who McAfee apparently he's kind of on edge with. At 7-9, this game doesn't really fucking matter, to be honest. But fuck it, I'm going to take Jacksonville. I don't know why. I'm taking the Jaguars for no fucking reason because it doesn't matter. Who do you got, Sean?
Like you said, this is just one of those toss-up games that it doesn't matter.
Indianapolis lost to the fucking Giants,
and the Colts just show that there's no reason to really put any too much faith in them, even though they should be the favored team when you think about it. But fuck it, I'll go Jacksonville too, and then for no actual reason besides it doesn't matter. And the bigger question is really what do the Colts eventually do at quarterback? Because I don't think Richardson's the answer.
Yeah, they've got to figure shit out too. There's a lot of teams right now in this league that have a lot of shit to figure out in the offseason.
Yeah.
Luckily, actually, Sean, your Vikings aren't really one of them.
No, like I said, this year's house money. So I mean, we're a lot better sooner than everyone thought. So I'm it's been fun, and now we actually have expectations. Now that we're 14-2, now people are like, okay, wait a second, now we expect something out of you.
Real quick, DB94 came in, said, drop a like if you haven't yet. Support real football fans. Thank you, DB94. All of you guys watching, coming in and out. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up button. Help more people see that we are live. It is free, and it just helps out the show. It's a way of telling us that, hey, I appreciate you guys coming on. I appreciate you guys. I watched you for 5 minutes and enjoyed it. I watched you for 20 minutes and enjoyed it. Here's a thumbs up. So please do that, folks. Murdoch, who do you got, Jacksonville or Indianapolis?
I think coming after that loss to the Giants, that Indy has to come out better. Don't forget that a few weeks ago, the Jets put up over 30 points on this Jacksonville defense.
Sure.
The only buddy you really got to worry about is Brian Thomas Jr.
What a hell of a year for him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's been.
I dropped him in fantasy. After 3 weeks, for some reason I just sold way too quickly on him, and I really regretted it.
Oh, you're fired. How do you drop?
I am fired. I fired myself.
You fired. I don't know. I got to go with the Colts. Like, they just have a better team. They have a better offense. They're at home. Just lost to the Giants.
I guess you got Taylor. You know, Taylor's been playing like a beast all year.
Yeah, Taylor's been good. Yeah, and Flacco could turn it on, man. We've seen him do it in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Like, he just has those games.
He randomly will come out. He'll randomly come out and just have a like all-star game. Just boom.
He hit 350.
Remember the Browns last year?
Yeah, he took him to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, remember that?
The guy doesn't age, man. It's fucking Joe Flacco. So
he's a silver fox now.
Yeah, the old vet. Oh, shout out to Miguel Padilla. I got an alert that he subbed to my channel. Love you, brother. Thank you.
Nice.
Everyone counts. Everyone counts.
Guys, please. As a matter of fact, I think DB put the link in the description or in the comments. So if you can, the link is there. Click the link, go over, hit subscribe to Murdog's channel, then come back and join us back on the Midnight Mike Show. We would much appreciate it. It's a brother channel to this channel, so please help it out. Let's get those subs up. All right, let's move along. We got we got a bunch of games left. This is going as it usually goes, actually.
We can do some rapid fire.
Okay, we got Buffalo at 13-3, headed into New England to take on the scary 3-13 New England Patriots. This one's pretty easy. Buffalo. They're going 14-3 on the year. Murdoch
playing the starters.
I assume.
Maybe for at least half.
The starters, Buffalo. But if they have something to play for, Buffalo.
No, but aren't they locked in at 2? I thought they were already locked in at 2.
I would imagine they are. Yeah.
If they're locked, if they don't play everybody, because I don't know.
Josh is going to play. Josh is going to play.
MVP hunt, they're already trying to get.
But he has that streak also of games played.
He's going to start the game, I think, for the streak, and then they're going to pull him. If they pull him, I might go New England. If they pull him after like one series or one play, and they're dealing with the backup.
Who's the backup for Buffalo?
Case Keenum? I have no idea.
I don't know.
No, I think Case was their backup a few years back, but now he's on that commercial where people are doing yard work or people are doing their taxes, and then they go, let's bring in a backup, and then they have a backup quarterback.
Yeah,
like that. Have you seen that commercial where the family's spraying the bee's nest? Yeah, they bring in Case Keenum, and then they have the one where the family's doing their taxes, and they bring in Jacoby Brissett.
I
don't know.
No, on this one, though, I'm definitely going to go Buffalo. Even if they pull the starters, I'm going Buffalo. Drake Mays looked a lot better throughout the season. Those receivers that were just so shaky.
Connor. It's Mitch Trubisky.
Thanks. I was looking.
That's the backup.
Okay, I mean, I don't even.
Boy, Connor.
Mm-hmm.
He's on top of it.
There you go. No, I got Bills.
I'm gonna go. Fuck it. I'm gonna go in New England. If Trubisky's playing the majority, like 95% of the game, I'm gonna go fucking New England.
Bold. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, Miguel comes in gets the Jets chant, of course. Jets. I am 100% behind this, Miguel. Miguel comes in, channel member, $2. Go ahead.
What's it going to take to get a Jen Sturger pick for one of these subs?
I was offering dick pics, and nobody wanted to see my little.
That's better than Jen Sturger, man. What was I thinking?
Let's try it. Jen Sturger.
Miguel comes in and says, "Get Murdog to 100 subs by the end of the Midnight Mike Show." We are all 100% behind this. So once again, if DB can drop the link again, just to let everybody see it and they can pop over there. And please just give them a subscribe. Believe me, like I said, it's a brother show to this show. So we kind of try to all work together. Let's get them to the 100 subscribers. All right, here we go. The Houston Strouds at 9-7 going into Tennessee to take out the 3-13 Tennessee Titans. It's hard. Once again, I don't have a lot of faith. in the Texans this year. They haven't played as well as they have had last year, but they're still a good team and they're good enough to beat the Tennessee Titans. So I got the Houston Texans. Sean, who do you got?
Yeah, I have him too. I call him the Houston Mixons because he's actually done a lot more for them this year. He's had a hell of a year, and if he wasn't injured, he'd have put up bigger numbers. But yeah, Titans are just when you mention them these days, they're just an ugly team to think about. Nothing excites me about the Titans. So I mean, what a mess that is. So.
Well, not only that, but I think the Titans also are fighting with the Redskins, or what they're called now, the Commanders, as some of the ugliest fucking uniforms on the goddamn earth. Like
at least the Commanders. I like that W the Commanders have. I'll give them that.
Yeah, I don't mind the simple W on the helmet, but
I hate the other one. The black ones, no, they're terrible.
That stencil font that they have that every computer had in the 90s.
So generic.
It's just so generic with the lines above and below it. It's like,
and the name is so generic. There's no character to it.
It's so bad. But T-Dobbs comes in. He's a resident Buffalo Bills fan. He says Mike White signed to the active team and extended to next season. He will likely play some tomorrow. If he's playing tomorrow, man, you guys have a nice backup quarterback coming in. I am a fan of the Mike White. So
I like
yeah, man, Mike effing White, baby. Bring it in.
Yeah.
And DB94 blowing our minds all over the place, making January amazing here on the Midnight Mike Show. 5 gifted channel memberships.
JENN, Jen Surger.
I got it. DB with his 65th sub gifted tonight. Tomas, Drug Artist 14, MP Talk Sports, Nanga Eboko, and 1 Minute Man.
And Phil McCracken.
1 Minute Man. It's like 2 pump chump.
I appreciate that, DB. You are always coming through for the Midnight Mike Show. Much appreciated. All right. Let's end this out, guys. We got Kansas City at 15-1 heading into Denver. Be careful what you say here, guys. A lot of Denver fans are in the chat, including our boy DB94. 15-1 heading into Denver at 9-7. This is a 4:00 game. I'm going Denver, baby. Let's go Denver. Let's go Bo Nix. What do you got, Sean?
Even if there were no Denver fans in here, I would have to pick them because I think the Chiefs are going to rest everyone on their possible. I think even Andy Reid's going to take a rest. I don't know. They'll put a backup coach in. Maybe the backup refs. Maybe they'll get some backup refs. Who knows?
They might be better than the current refs.
Yeah, no, but it's I don't see it happening. I see Bo Nix is definitely having a great year, and that Denver defense has been pretty gritty. So I got Denver here, and I think they'll win. Let's just say 27-18.
I'm gonna go Broncos too.
Yeah, Murdoch.
Just for DB, I'm gonna go Broncos. Is Mahomes still got that?
I think Wentz is going to be playing the entire time. Yeah,
Wentz is starting again, and so we're rooting for Broncos for DB, but they should win with Carson Wentz starting for Kansas City. If they lose,
real quick, I don't know what this means. Burrow is back out. What does that mean? Like, is he?
100?
He got hurt.
100 implies some sort of positivity. So I'm thinking, that's a very
back out on the field. I don't know. Why wouldn't Fred tell us that Burrow came back out on the field? Did he get hurt and then maybe came back after the half?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe if he's back out, because it's probably a quarter by now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been streaming, so I haven't been watching the game, folks. Oh, Burrow got hurt earlier, but he's back out. Okay,
that's huge.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, either he's like their entire team.
The disappointing season of the San Francisco 49ers coming in at 6-10 to take on I can't believe they have a better record than the Niners. Like, if you would have told me this at the beginning of the season, I'd have told you you're on fucking drugs. But the San Francisco 49ers at 6-10 go into Arizona to play the 7-9 Arizona Cardinals. Murdoch, who do you got?
Niners, because the Cardinals won't beat them. I don't care where they're playing. It could be in a parking lot, home field, away. I'll never pick the Cardinals over the Niners. They still got weapons, and Purdy's playing, right? So, yeah.
I think he had that elbow injury last week, but we'll see.
Is he playing though? Because I didn't say there was no ligament damage. Oh, all right.
I haven't seen any updates. I just remember the injury.
provided
I see no Brock Purdy. No Brock Purdy.
No Brock Purdy. Okay.
Who's their backup?
Who is their backup? Connor?
Case Keenum.
No, is it Beathard?
Any team they ask who's the backup, I'm just gonna keep going Case Keenum until we.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess it's Beathard.
CJ Beathard.
I'm pretty sure. But maybe
San Francisco.
Oh no! Oh, you're right. Was it? Yeah, Dobbs. I'm sorry.
Dobbs.
Former Minnesota Viking.
Still going San Francisco.
Yeah, Clancy, New York Jets super fan, and Connor all came in with Josh Dobbs.
Solid guys.
Guys, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's like, I feel like I eventually got to hire like every big radio show, Howard Stern and Opie and Anthony, all these, they had guys who were always on the computer if they needed any information. Yeah. And you guys are helping out a lot there. Really appreciate that. All right, guys. I'm going Arizona, by the way. Yeah. You know what, Murdoch? San Francisco always beats them. Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. The Arizona Cardinals are going to improve. Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to take the Niners, and it's simple. You can't trust Kyler Murray, man. And, I think Marvin Harrison would have a better season if he had a better quarterback.
I'm just doing it because I'd like to see the Arizona Cardinals end the season at 8-9. I think that'd be nice. That'd be nice for them. Even though at one point they were first in the division. I think that was right after they beat us. Like they were first place in their division, and then I guess some of the Jets rubbed off on them during that win, and then the rest of the season just didn't go too well for them. Then you have the Seattle Seahawks at 9-7, heading into LA to play the Rams at 10-6. I mean, the Rams, since they got healthy, have really, really come on strong and played kind of how everybody expected them to play from the start. And I
think they're resting. The Rams resting a lot. I think they're resting a lot of people. I thought I saw like Nakua was resting and some other players, but thought I saw something earlier on social media about that.
Yeah, I guess this is a tough week to pick games.
I was just about to say that. Unless you know who's in, who's out, who's playing for
unless somebody has like some incentives, like you were mentioning earlier about Evans and Mayfield, it's tough.
I mean, still, I'm going to go with the Rams. Why not? Go with the Rams. Improve to 11-6 and see how we go. What do you guys think?
I have no confidence in Seattle. They are playing. They are playing in LA, but fucking Rams are starting Jimmy Garoppolo, like handsome Jimmy.
That's right.
So I can't pick a team that's got Jimmy G starting.
That is tough.
He can't. I can't.
But,
I can't. I gotta go see.
And then maybe Charbonnet or Wet Walker will be healthy. I don't know.
No, but Jimmy Garoppolo was in the goddamn conversation when we needed a new quarterback, and people were like, "Oh, we could get Aaron Rodgers," but then there's also, and then we were naming other people, and one of them was Jimmy Garoppolo, and I'm like, "No, like, what are you talking about? Like, Jimmy Garoppolo, absolutely not."
The last time anyone felt he had any actual potential was when he was behind Tom Brady, and then he proved that he's just not that guy.
The only people who wanted Jimmy Garoppolo quarterback are the ones who eat paint chips.
Yeah, that's
no sane person wanted Jimmy Garoppolo with a big contract. No, I'd rather.
Devontae Adams did not want him.
No.
All right. So I'm going Rams. What are you guys? Both Rams?
I'm going Seahawks.
Okay, fair enough.
Like he did mention Jimmy G. So I got to say, I'm going to go Seahawks, even though their running backs have been pretty banged up lately, and Geno's kind of been inconsistent. Even on the road, LA doesn't have a really good home field anyway, so it's all casual fans, all Lakers fans, all that kind of ilk.
Yeah, that's how I have problem. I have a problem giving either the Chargers or the Rams any kind of bump for any kind of home field advantage, just because LA is the shittiest football town.
And it's a cushy indoor stadium with no inclement weather, so that doesn't give them any benefit either.
Yeah, and it's I don't look. I can understand them wanting to have the NFL wanting to have a team in LA, but not why you have two. Why did you put two teams in a city that just has never been good and successful for football? And I don't mean on the field successful. I'm talking about just being able to keep fans during tough times and all that stuff. They have so many other things to go to, especially like you said, the Lakers. Like it is a basketball town. It's a baseball town. They got the Dodgers. It's just I don't know. I've never understood. One team maybe, but there's other. I feel like there's other cities out there that could have an NFL franchise, and you put two in LA.
Yeah, I agree.
And they got a lot of fans who are all transplants, that aren't real.
No passion,
yeah, because they're from other states.
But you know what? Another thing is that St. Louis, where the Rams came from, has such a more diehard fan base. Yeah. I mean, even their UFL/XFL team, the Battlehawks,
they get 38,000 people.
Yeah. They get like 40,000 people in the stadium that the Rams used to play in for a UFL or XFL game. Yeah, absolutely.
They are the next city that deserves it. They need to have they're like the Seattle, in the NBA with the Seattle Supersonics. That city deserves an NFL team.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. You got the LA Chargers at 10-6 heading into Las Vegas to take on the lowly 4-12 Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders really suck. And I know there's a lot, there's some Raiders fans that I got in sometimes in here and in my other reaction videos. And they always come in and just be like, yeah, they're worse than the Jets. Like they just suck. So I can't have any faith in them, even in a week 18. I got to go Chargers. Murdoch, who do you got?
Yeah, all day Chargers. I don't think they're sitting Herbert. So there's no reason to bet against the Chargers in this game.
No, they're coming off the high of, making the playoffs, right? And, and Harbaugh's had a great initial season, and you got Justin Herbert. J.K. Dobbins has had a really good season, some injuries here and there, but, there are people out there who defend Aiden O'Connell, and I'm sorry, he is one of the most boring quarterbacks, and, I just know he's not the guy, and people for some reason want to talk him up all season long. I'm like, there's nothing there.
Yeah, and with one of the worst mustaches ever.
He just has low energy vibes.
Mustache. You think somebody in that locker room would inform him, like, you can't rock that mustache, dude. You look like a chomo. So
remember last year when they played the Chiefs, they didn't get a first down until the third quarter. No, he didn't get a completed pass till the third quarter. I think that's what it was, a completed pass.
Yeah, that's
you know what? I can't. I mean, have you watched some Jets games there, Sean?
Occasionally.
Because we're guilty of some of that sometimes too, not getting a first down for like a half a football almost.
I'm sorry, this is a completed pass. He was 0 for whatever it was. It was so ugly.
All right, well, fair enough. Let's get to the last 4:00 game that we got, and that's the New York Jets welcoming in the Miami Dolphins. I still don't know who I'm picking in this game. I tell you who I want to win. That's the Jets. But before I get to my pick, let's move around. Let's keep it out of the Jets realm right now. Let's go to the Vikings insider. You got the Dolphins trying to make the playoffs. The Jets trying to play spoiler. Who do you got, Sean?
This is a mess on both sides, honestly. Rodgers and Adams, are they going to be playing, despite the fact that they talked about, they're not going to be part of the plans next season? Are they playing Murdoch?
Is who playing? Rodgers
and Adams. Are they going to be starting and playing?
Yeah, Rodgers is not playing.
Mm-hmm. So, either way.
No, Rodgers is playing. As of right now, Rodgers is playing. The only one I know is not is Sauce Gardner. He's the only
and I know what the reasons. Obviously, I know why you guys don't like Miami. For me, it boils down to without Tua, look how bad they looked. McDaniels was not innovative by any means. He kind of showed himself as a coach in a way where he just wasn't. You have your backups, but they should have looked better than that. And to me, I cannot stand Tyreek Hill. He's talented, but I don't think he's anywhere near, Jefferson or the other top receivers in the league. He doesn't make his team better. He's not much of a leader. Anytime they're down and they're facing adversity, you don't see him raising anybody up. You don't see him really stepping up. So I'm going to easily choose the Jets here, just out of pure dislike of the Dolphins and Tyreek Hill.
And a quick question, Sean: does Aaron Rodgers get his 500th touchdown pass?
How many is he at right now?
$4.99.
If he does. Yeah. If you can't throw one touchdown pass to get 500, come on, buddy. Like, what are we doing? Did you guys see the meme though? Did you see the meme though where it said, they did that surprise and reveal on the Pat McAfee show with Devontae Adams, all to go 2-8 and get kicked off the team?
Well, yeah, look, I enjoy every now and then. I enjoyed listening to Aaron on the show, but I did think it was just a big circus. The whole season has been a big circus, and that just the whole Pat McAfee thing just added to that. So it is what it is.
Fuck, man. It's like I hate picking against my own interest, but Huntley is not a terrible backup, and his skill set plays right into our kryptonite, as we don't defend against mobile quarterbacks well at all, and he could run. We don't stop the run at all, and Devin Achane is fast as fuck. We don't guard fast receivers. They got Waddle and Tyreek Hill. They got us where we're weak, so I could definitely see the Jets win. But I'm not, my brain says the Dolphins, my heart says the Jets. So for the record, I guess I'll go Dolphins. Well, because I don't want to sit here and I love my Jets. I don't want to. If I got to make picks and put my name on it, I got to. The last time I was like, no, fuck it. The Jets are going to win. They lost. So
stand on business. I hate that saying.
Yeah.
All right, then I'll do it. Here we go. Jets defeat the Miami Dolphins 34-10 tomorrow. 34-10 tomorrow at MetLife Stadium. At MetLife Stadium, Aaron Rodgers throws for 3 touchdown passes. One goes to Devontae. One goes to Garrett Wilson. One goes to Reese.
Which one?
No,
he gets 500.
No, I take that back. Okay, one's going to go to Devontae. One's going to go to Garrett. One's going to go to Tyler Conklin. There you go. There you go. What?
No Lazard for you?
No, I've lost.
What does he need to
Mike, did you guys ever see that?
Lazard needs. This is for me, not me and Maddie ain't getting our jerseys. It's not going to get to that. So he basically got the touchdowns I predicted at the beginning of the season. I said, I think 5-6. So if he gets a touchdown, that's still in the same realm. I think I'm short on that 70. I think I've missed one game that he was in. So, but he needs less than 70 yards receiving to get to my prediction. Now, keep in mind, he was out for like 6 games. And so had he been in those 6 games, I would have been completely justified in my prediction from the beginning of the season that Allen Lazard would go over 500 yards and 5 or 6 touchdowns. So I'm fine with that.
Did you guys ever see that? Did you guys see that Tom Brady's last touchdown pass was the 50th touchdown pass for Kyle Rudolph, or receiving catch for Kyle Rudolph, and he marked up the ball and memorialized and everything, and then he realized, that was Tom Brady's last touchdown for the Buccaneers. So yeah, he keeps the ball.
That's pretty funny. No, but you know what? Fuck that. Tom Brady has enough fucking balls, and have you seen that? Basically now,
well, they're mostly deflated.
No, that's true. But have you seen now he goes around and basically goes and gets all these balls that he has around his house and just kind of signs them off and auctions them off now? He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he doesn't need them.
Those balls are his last touchdown.
He cares about the trophies, not the balls.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the rings. He's got the trophies. He's got all that other shit. He doesn't
MVP.
Need that.
Well, his balls can't be good. You see that his ex-wife is already pregnant by her jiu-jitsu instructor?
Yeah. And did you see Belichick is asking that 20-year-old girl to marry him?
No, is he?
Yeah, I heard that he either bought a ring or something. I
hope he bought a door system for security and not an actual ring.
No, but come on, man. Can you blame him? Murdoch, can you blame him?
Take half of my shit, please.
What does he care? That dude has so much money.
Like, come on.
Whatever.
It reminds me of like when Anna Nicole Smith was with that old dude. That was like the crypt keeper.
That was love.
Famous.
That was pure love.
Like, having fun with her, but you get around like, oh, you like this is my.
I'm gonna wipe your. What are you gonna do tonight? I'm gonna wipe your ass tonight. Great.
She's got.
Nah, she didn't have to. She didn't have to wipe his ass. They had
No,
people
I
for
know,
that.
but fine.
All right, listen. We got Val in here. We got Neek in here. We got Kim in here. And X the ladies. What do you think of a girl in her 20s dating a man 50 years older than her, or 50 plus?
Who's worth millions upon millions of dollars?
Right, no, but tell me.
And she wasn't even a vision in her parents' eye when he was a rookie, rookie coach.
I mean, is it love? Like, let the girls talk. Let's see what they on this one.
I didn't say it was love. When did I ever say it was love?
No, I'm just saying that I just want to hear their opinion of a female.
It's a business transition. It's a business transaction is what it is. He's getting what he wants. She's getting what she wants. I was actually just watching a documentary on mail order brides, and they were talking to some of these mail order brides, and the girls were like, look, if these guys are in their like 40s or 50s and they pick out a girl, a mail order bride who's in her like 20s, they both know what they're getting themselves into, and both of them are getting what they want out of the situation. So it's like, they want security and money. The guy wants a hot young Ukrainian chick from Kiev. So
now the difference here is, did you guys see the Red Hot Chili Peppers singer Anthony Kiedis? He's like 50 something, and he's dating a girl who's now 18 or something, or he essentially, it's like almost like grooming. Yeah. And now it's just super. It's like 52 and 19, I think it is.
Wow.
He's known her for 2 years.
Hey, look, everyone needs to DiCaprio every now and then. Everyone needs to pull a DiCaprio and just go out there and get younger and younger chicks. It's what these guys do.
They keep getting younger and younger, and I stay the same age.
There you go. There you go. Now that's not.
You see how Belichick was Patriots coach, right? Everything was like locked down and key, like skull and bones. Everything was so quiet. Like he's gonna have that prenup like locked. That prenup is gonna be like the thickness of a playbook. So people are like, oh, she's in it for the money. What he spends on her, but she ain't getting shit.
She'll get something word on because even prenups. The girl is still going to walk away with, she's going to be comfortable the rest of her life.
A brand new car.
She'll get what he gives her while they're together.
No, man. I even think with prenups, there's ways with like after a certain amount of years, you get a certain amount. And then after 10 years, you get a certain amount. And then I'm telling you that if she marries Bill Belichick, no matter when they divorce, or whatever, she's going to end up not having to work again the rest of her life. Because you have to remember, let's say Bill Belichick's worth, I don't know. What do you think he's worth? 50 million, 100 million?
I think he's worth
50 to 60, maybe 50 to 70.
Okay. Yeah. No matter when they divorce, she's walking away with $4 million. And she's already going to have a car. He's probably going to give her one of his houses. So she's going to be
the kid. Then there's a whole mess right there.
That's the money right there.
A lot of things that they have though in these things is, I wonder if there's a fidelity clause, because we all know that Belichick is a cheater. Especially
so she could really walk away really filthy rich if he were to cheat.
There you go. Now there's
a Spygate joke for those of you who went over your head.
So that's a good one.
Well, every Patriot is known to be cheaters. It's just what they do. Real quick before we get through, we have 2 games left. We have 2 games left, guys. Here's I know DB. Let's hit the Jets chant. Jets. We should be we should be out of our intermission report by now. That's how far behind we are. Why aren't we talking about soda and movies? We are about to do that.
So in depth here.
Yeah, we've got to be. It's the last week of football action where every team is going to be playing, so we've got to keep it as it is. Here we go, Sunday Night Football. This is why we have a guy like Sean Neutron here as the Vikings head into Detroit, Ford Field, which I went to for WrestleMania 23.
Love
The
it.
Vikings head into Detroit. Yep, both at 14-2. The division's on the line. First seed in the playoffs is on the line. Everything is on the line in this game. This is a tough one to call. We're going to go to, we'll keep our Vikings insider last. Murdoch, what do you got?
So I love you, Shawnee, but it's Lions all day.
What's the score going to be?
It's going to be a fun one, though. It's
definitely be the over.
It's probably going to be like a 35-28 type game. I see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if both those teams can stop each other's offenses. I think the Lions will just do a little bit more offensively.
And who you got, Mike?
I am going to give you my score and then pop out a minute. I keep popping out. I pop out for numerous reasons sometimes, but I am sick. So instead of like constantly blowing my nose on camera or whatever, I try to either bring down the sound or pop out just so that I'm not grossing everybody out. But here it is. Once again, I got to go with Murdoch. I think the Lions, I think both teams are incredible, and I am happy for both teams' fans. The Vikings have never won a Super Bowl. The Lions have never won or been to a Super Bowl. So if the Lions don't make it, I would love the Vikings to make it, especially not only for their fans, but for Sean. So, but the reality is overall, I think that the Detroit Lions are a better team, not by much, but they're a better team. And they're at home at Ford Field. So in this game, I may say different in the playoffs. Who knows what happens in the playoffs? But right now, I got to go Detroit Lions. But Sean, I want your analysis. What do you got on this game?
Looking at it, my edge here is that the Lions defense is pretty banged up. Look how many points they gave up to San Francisco last week. And now, for instance, San Francisco has weapons and but they've had such a stilted season that I was surprised to see that shootout that we saw. I think Minnesota's offense is going to take advantage of that weakened secondary. Aaron Jones has been playing really well lately. Jefferson is hyped up. I'm seeing all these hype videos on these Vikings accounts on Instagram and Twitter, and it's being built up like a UFC fight. With that kind of, we've never seen a regular season game with this much on the line, with this many wins combined. With two very evenly matched quarterbacks. If you put their numbers side by side, they're neck and neck. I think they should be 3-4 in the MVP talks. But Minnesota is, I'm a little biased here. So we want to get back that loss they gave us at our home. So we're going to give it back to them on an even bigger stage. So if you told me we had to suffer that early loss to get a win here, that's great. You have to win. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. No excuses. I think Hawkinson has been quiet since he's returned. He's had some good yardage and good reception and stuff like that, but in terms of touchdowns, he hasn't really been a factor. So I think we're definitely going to see him get a touchdown. Addison's been out of his mind as a second receiver, and Darnold has just been getting more confident. And when you saw him in that locker room last week, and they lifted him up, and he said he blacked out. He didn't even know what he was doing. He starts dancing and celebrating, because he's a very mild, kind of guy. It's just really fun to see that the coaching there and then the players they've built something very special. So I have Minnesota winning. I'll say 34-24.
Wow.
All right.
You think they're going to go?
What's that?
They're going into Detroit. You think Detroit's not going to be a raucous place to play?
Oh, it is.
Everything
it is.
Fine?
But what happens when maybe Minnesota goes up early and all of a sudden, that place gets real quiet and they're like, wait a second, we're supposed to be winning, or we're supposed to be up at this point in the game. It's gonna be a freaking fight, and definitely hit that over if you're gambling.
Yeah, I would go with the over for sure.
There you go.
It's not that the Vikings can't win. I just don't think they will.
And that's the adversity that they've thrived on all year long. And even if they were to win number one, and we'd still have people going, oh, they're a fake number one, blah, blah, blah. So honestly, it works in our advantage when people doubt us. So, we've been proving people wrong all year long. And, I think the one real bad loss we had was that Rams loss. That was kind of inexcusable.
Well, there you go. Sean, do you own a Vikings jersey?
I have I think a AP one from a military one years ago. It's a little snug on me, not gonna lie. You need to lose a few more pounds, but I think anytime I get player jerseys now, I don't get player jerseys. If I get a jersey, it has my last name on it. So next time I would get one, probably one of the winter whiteout ones.
Yeah, because I feel like if the Vikings win this game on like Tuesday night, you've got to come on like bragging and screaming and like laughing at all of us and being like, "Yeah, fucking Vikings!" Like
I'm gonna be excited
how we would react if the Jets, dude. I want you to react if the Jets went 15-2, and how do you think we would react if the Jets went 15-2? That's how.
Yeah, the last time we had 15 wins was when I first started watching them back in 1998 when Randy Moss was a rookie. So that's the thing. You get mired in the week to week and go, we need to do this, we need this, get home field advantage, blah blah blah. But then you have to think to yourself, how often do teams get 14 wins, or even 15? So you just you really have to celebrate it when it happens, because you just never know what it's going to be like next year.
Well, Sean, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. And look, good luck, man. I will not be upset if you guys win this game. As a matter of fact, I'll be thrilled for you. So
I appreciate it.
Good luck, and thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks, Murdog. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, guys.
All right, Bubba. Be good.
Have a good one. All right, Murdog, it is time. Super late, but we're going to do it anyway to hit up our intermission report, which, of course, is not intermission, because intermission usually happens in the middle of a show. This is more towards the end of the show, but I don't want to disappoint anybody in the comments section or whatnot. And anybody new, this is how the intermission report works. We go to the intermission report, and in the intermission report, we do Mike and Maddie's top 5, which tonight is Mike and Murdog's top 5, meaning we need you guys in the comments section to put up a top 5 that we can come up with easily. We want it to be generic. We've done top 5 football jerseys. We've done top 5 like movie theater snacks. During Christmas, we did top 5 Christmas movies. Top 5s that anyone in the comment section, because we want your input too. And this is a very just shooting the shit. I always forget what it's called. Improv. It's like an improv thing. So here we go. Let's do that. And when we get back from this little 15-second break, we will be in the intermission report. And that will mean that it is time for our top 5. So let's do it. We'll see you on the flip side.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
That song has grown on me.
Oh, that's the old intermission report. It's the old intermission song from back in the day. Everyone loves it. But ladies and gentlemen, it is now, of course, time for
Mike and Maddie's top 5
with Murdog. All right. Let's see here. Oh, DB94. I don't know enough muscle cars. I don't know enough of those. I mean, I can tell you the car I've always wanted. I don't know what it is. It a Dodge Challenger or Charger? I don't know. But the reason I wanted that car is because there was a commercial back in the day. Now, when I say back in the day, late 90s, early 2000s, where you saw a bunch of British soldiers and they were like on the edge of like a forest. And it was like, don't fire till you see the whites of their eyes, like that old thing. And then all of a sudden, out of the opposite end of the field's forest comes all these Dodge Chargers or Challengers. I forget which one it was, flying across the field. And George Washington is in it with the flag, and all the Patriot soldiers are coming. I was like, that is a fucking commercial. Like, you want me to buy a car? That's the way to make me buy a car. And that's why I always wanted a car. Yeah. I think we've done it. You got 3 more?
I got 3 more since the last check. You
nice.
guys have been great. Thank you.
Keep it up, guys. The links are in the comments section to just head over to Murdog's page and hit that subscribe button and head back over here. And then tell Murdog. Tell him, it's free. Tell him, be like, hey, just sub to your channel. Lane, we've done it. Top 5 ice cream flavors. Top 5 favorite snacks when you go to an NFL game. Ooh, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. Let's just keep going here. Top five friendship killing video. I don't know what that means. What does that even mean? Top 5 Jets wish list players active or college. I can't get into that yet. This I could do. Top 5 candies. Have we done that, Murdoch? Do you remember if me and Maddie ever did that? Like just standard candies? I don't think we have, because I'm thinking of a few right now that. Oh, Miguel. Not only do you get the Jets champ, but that's a pretty good one. And I'll be honest. Jets. I'll be honest. I feel like I'll be a little embarrassed.
There's so many.
I'll be a little embarrassed by
when it comes to music.
Yeah, there is.
The list is
like I would have to almost go genre. I'd almost have to cut it down to genre. You know what I'm saying?
I'd still, you can give me 3 hours and I'd still leave stuff off. I'd be like, oh fuck. You know, there's so many.
I think we've done top 5 like vacation spots. We have. Yeah, we have done that. And we've done, I think we've done that, Scott. We've done top 5 broadcasters.
Yeah, we've done that. And it was all sports too, I believe.
Yeah, it might have been all sports. Scott Black, we've definitely done it. As a matter of fact, I think we talked about it on the New Year's show.
I think we had to stop at 3. I don't think that we could find 5.
What the hell does top 5 cat brandies mean? Top 5 favorite wrestling finishing maneuvers. I could do that, but I don't know if that's like likable enough for the entire audience.
That would be Maddie's favorite.
Scott, take that back.
Yes,
take that back, sir. You know, once we got into the 2000s, I can agree with you. And you start going 2000s, 2010s, music has just gotten shittier and shittier. But if you go anywhere from the 50s to the year 2000, I'm down. Like, I got you. You want to do 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s? Boom. I got you.
And you know what's crazy? There's a lot of songs that
I like this one. I like this one. Top 5 Aaron Rodgers Jets games. Oh, that's good. That's clever. Yeah, because that Jets Giants game from last year, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Top 5 alcoholic beverages. I could do that too.
Yeah, I could do that too.
Okay, so we got to go. Hold on. I'm so sick. Hold on 1 second. Let me turn my mic down. It's killing me. Top 5 alcoholic beverages is good. The top 5 wrestling. Here's what we're going to do with the wrestling one. I'm going to do a members only stream that'll be live for everybody, then go behind the paywall with Murdog and Sean and maybe Mets. And we'll just do one show where we just talk about wrestling for like an hour or two. Because I know there's a lot of wrestling fans in here. So we'll talk some wrestling and then we'll do it that way. And then in that show, we'll do a top 5 wrestling finishers. But I don't want to like immediately alienate half the people in here. Being like, what the fuck? Like, we're gonna talk about. Okay, I would either let's do top 5 candies or top 5 alcoholic beverages. What do you think, Murdog?
Shit. I'm not a candy guy, but I probably could like get 5 out. Maybe alcoholic beverages. I don't know. Top 5.
Let us know in the comments, guys. Let us know in the comments. We're either doing top 5 candies or top 5, and we'll go a little late tonight because I know there's a few people who want to try to call in. We're gonna have to make it quick, but I promise you, let me know down in the thing. Do you want us to do top 5 alcoholic beverages or top 5 candies or candy bars or whatever? Let us know. That's what I want to know. Scott, take that back. I know you'll say you'll never take it back. Take that back. First off, it never died in the 80s. The 80s was one of the best times in music history. So if you want to sit there and say that music died somewhere in the 90s, I may be able to work with you if you say it was like towards the end of the 90s. But I still, you don't you dare insult my 80s. Don't you dare, sir. All right, let's see here. What do you mean, Monique, top 5 NFL teams? Jets, baby. How about that? Top 5 cold medicines. I can tell you the ones I'm on. I'm rocking some NyQuil, Dayquil. My wife's rocking Tylenol PM. You know, you gotta have some ibuprofen or some to bring down your fever. You gotta throw some of that in there. Maybe some Tylenol. You could actually piggyback Tylenol and ibuprofen. So, like, you know, you take ibuprofen and you can't take it again for 4 to 5 hours, but you can in 2 hours take some Tylenol. And then you piggyback it and just keep going like that. Boom. You guys are not helping me. Okay, DB94 says alcoholic beverages. Met says candies. All right, well, Mets, I hate to say this, but DB94 has been kicking ass. He's been promoting Murdoch in the comments. He's been gifting channel memberships. So he said alcoholic beverages. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Top 5 alcoholic beverages, go. All right, let me write these down. They got okay. And now I keep in mind, folks, I just like drinking alcohol neat, sometimes on the rocks. So it's like I don't mix, but when I did mix drinks, things like that, I got you. Or beers, I guess I would count. You could count beer. Once again, don't really beer. I drink beer like when I go to my mom's Memorial Day barbecue, because obviously I'm not going to be drinking like vodka or whiskey all day. So, you know, you have a few beers throughout the day, things like that. But it is what it is. You'll throw a beer in there. I'll throw a beer in there. Not a problem. I got 5.
Already? Fucking
dude,
happy.
can you tell I drank? Can you tell I drank? I got 5 in what? 30 seconds
already? I got 3.
Oh. Well, maybe Scott Black can help you here. Scott Black comes in with rum and Coke, Red Bull and vodka, whiskey and Coke, vodka cranberry, and whiskey on the rocks. I'm not putting it on the rocks. Like I said, my favorite drinks right now, I'm drinking vodka, chilled vodka. Okay. That's what I mean. I haven't really been drinking tonight because I feel like shit. I took a few sips earlier, but I'm not even going there. I went with actual beers and drinks. So that'll be my 5. That'll be my 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm ready when you are. I am.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, Murdoch, give me your number 5.
Okay, it's an ice cold Bud on a hot day.
Nice.
Like right out of the cooler, nice. An ice cool, an ice chest, crack open a Bud, drink it in like a sip or two, just chug it or knock out 75% of it on a hot day. It's very crisp and refreshing.
I agree. Yo, a lot of people don't like American beers, just standard American lagers like Bud. But I'll be honest, Bud was always my drink of choice, a Budweiser. Just because, like I said, so I don't like a lot of like I guess I don't know if it's the hoppy, I don't like IPAs. And when I drink a beer, it's always on a hot barbecue where you're outside, things like that. And a Budweiser just is refreshing.
Yeah, like
you know, yeah.
Chug one ice cold beer on a hot day. It's not just like the taste of it, right? It's just beer, but the refreshing aspect that comes with it. And so it has to be like a hot day, and you're just like, fuck, it's hot, and crack open a Bud in a bottle. It's great.
All right, my number 5 is going to be the standard Jack and Coke. Simple, easy, and as a matter of fact, over Christmas, my mother-in-law got me she got me, the pre-made cans of the Jack Daniels with Coca-Cola.
I don't trust it, but okay.
No, they were pretty good. It was the first time I ever had a Jack and Coke like that, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Yeah. Okay. So what's your number 4?
A Guinness.
I only just started liking Guinness a couple years ago.
It's an acquired taste. Like being Irish, you kind of feel like you're like forced to, like it, you lose Irish points if you don't like Guinness, but it's an acquired taste for sure.
See, my thing with Guinness is I am very much Irish. My heritage is all pretty much English and Irish, but the thing is that Guinness, just the look of it, made me think it would taste IPA-ish. It made me think it would have this just real harsh taste. And then, but my wife loved it. And one day I was like, you know what? I think it was like the only beer we had in the house, and we had it in the can where you pop it and then turn it over into a thing. So you get the nice cascading, whatever. And I'll tell you, man, it was a great beer.
Yeah. Well, and for all of you in here that don't know how to pour the Guinness, all you really got to do is, because the can has a widget, right? It's like this little bowl inside the can. You'll hear it shake around. I always keep a frozen pint glass in the freezer. So I'll take it out, pop the can. You hear this beautiful sound.
The nitro sound. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like an echoing. You just take the can, dump it, turn it right over, put it into the bottom of the pint, and slowly pull the can up. And you'll get the beautiful cascade and that amount of foam. It should work every time.
Yeah, it does. It works well. My number 4, I'll go with the only beer on my list, and it's because I drank it so much living in Philadelphia, and I would actually get offended if I went to a bar and I'm like, yeah, give me a Yingling on tap. There was a couple who were like, we don't have Yingling on tap. And I'm like, well, I'm walking back out the door. Yingling, baby. Love it. So there's my number 4. What do you got for your number 3, Murdog?
I just want to give an honorable mention before. I don't want to forget it. Because you said 5. If I had 6, there's a beer called, it's Franziskaner. It's a Hefeweizen that was in the military. I was stationed in Germany. I fell in love with Franziskaner, and I was able to find it back in the States. And every time I see it, I grab a case or a crate just to make sure I have them. It's a beautiful German or Belgianish wheat beer. Well, it's a Hefeweizen. It's such a good beer. But that was the side note.
Wait, before you get your number 3, hold on. Before you get your number 3, DB comes in. Irish Carbon, Bombay on the Rocks, Blue Moon Draft, Crown Royal Apple, and Hennessy. Go ahead. Give me your number 3.
My 3, number 3, which has gotten into a shitload of trouble growing up, was a Southern Comfort and Coke.
Yeah, SoCo.
Yeah, Southern Comfort and Coke. That was the mixture.
There you go.
And then so cold with lime chilled shots.
My Murdoch, my number 3 is something that I don't know if it's a normal drink. One day, my mother-in-law and my wife were drinking them, and they were like, I don't know. They were like, it's good. Here you go. I tried it. I loved it. A Jameson and cranberry.
Oh, wow.
Usually cranberry goes with vodka, whiskey goes with Coke, things like that. But I'll tell you, folks, if you ever have Jameson around, have some Jameson and cranberry. It's a delicious drink, and I don't know if my mother-in-law invented it or if she heard it somewhere. I mean, it is what it is, but it's delicious. So give it a try. Real quick, we got Miguel coming in. Channel member says Shinerbach Christmas cheer, Maker's Mark, TX Whiskey, Texas Whiskey, Sam Adams Oktoberfest, and Yingling. There you go, Miguel. You got that Yingling in there. I appreciate that. Murdog, you're number 2.
Well, there was a long period of time where Sam Adams would have been at the top of my list, but then after you get past a certain amount, I don't know, it kind of just started but like the first bunch of Sam Adams, the original Boston Lager, was definitely a go-to for me growing up. But my number with the JMO is Jameson and ginger ale.
Oh, there you go. You know what? You know what, Murdoch? Ginger ale is just an underrated. I feel like an underrated and overlooked soda to begin with, because it's like, it's one I never will like. I never like ask for ginger ale when I'm out at a restaurant. I never really go in places and pull, and like I'll never get a case of ginger ale, but every now and then I'll get this taste and I'll be, I need a ginger ale. And then of course, when I was sick, I don't know if people's grandmothers and mothers always did this, but if you get ginger ale or flat ginger ale and you drink it when you have an upset stomach, apparently it does something. I don't know.
If you're hungover and you chug a few ginger ales, like I would always have like a 2-liter in the fridge to like get rid of a hangover, just chugging ginger ale. You know, like you got caught mouth's dry, you just drank too much of dehydrated ginger ale, just chug that shit. Worked.
DB94 gets the Jets chant. Jets. DB94 comes in with $2, says match my 15 memberships with 5. Hashtag for the people. You know what? As soon as we get out of this thing, I will do that. I will match. I will throw 5 in there. But give me yeah, there you go, Clancy. Clancy knows when you're sick, it's the ginger ale and the chicken noodle soup. It's just how it works. I've gotten a lot of people saying Red Bull and vodka. I haven't been able to drink Red Bull in years because of my heart. It'll just explode. But I love Red Bull. I said that to my wife the other day. I said, I wish I could drink Red Bull, because the first time you drink Red Bull, it tastes like shit. But as a matter of fact, I think my number 2 has Red Bull in it, and I can't drink it anymore. You said your number 2? That was your number 2?
Yeah. JMO and ginger.
Okay. My number 2 is Jaeger bomb. You know, you just drop that Jaeger into the and you just go with it. I used to drop those look, growing up in Jersey and that stupid Jersey Shore show and all that bullshit. Every place people were just giving out Jaeger bombs. It's just a Jaeger bomb. If you've ever seen it. I loved that shit.
That was way too syrupy, like a cough medicine-esque. I mean, you'll do one or two, but that's like, all right.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Probably the best tasting shots would be a car bomb, an Irish car bomb.
Crown and 7 I'm seeing. Nice. Yeah. That was a 7. I always called the Crown in a 7-Up a 7 and 7. Wouldn't that be a 7 and 7? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Okay, we're to our number 1s. Murdoch, what do you got?
All right, listen. This is going to shock the world, but definitely the chat. And I might lose my man card for this, but I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say a pina colada. If I was told you could have one drink for the rest of your life and that's it, it would be a pina colada.
But pina coladas, those sweet fucking drinks, if you drink too much of them, they give you such a shitty hangover because of all the sugars.
Seriously.
That's why I turned to just drinking
pure taste, like that my taste buds like. Just pure. Like, I'm not saying you got to drink 10 of them. A frozen pina colada will get me every time.
Well, no, I mean, and I understand where you're coming from, because anytime like I've gone to tropical places, or any like the most recent one was my dad's most recent wedding. It was down in Key West. Yeah, no, his most recent. There's been 4 of them. His most recent one was in Key West, and it was fucking amazing. But when you're down there, my dad, he's a little well off. And he would just always tell me and my brother and my sister, whoever, use your room key, whatever you need, you at the bar, whatever, I got it covered. So that's when I would start going, give me the that blue drink with the umbrella and the pineapple sticking out of it, or a pina colada or something like that. So when you're in a very tropical location, like at a beach, I fucking love those kind of drinks, because it'll give you a little bit of a buzz and it'll keep you going. And but as a normal drink, that's not me. That's not me.
I'm talking like pure. I'm not going to at a bar I would if they had it, like a machine. But
oh no, at a bar, no, I would not drink one of those frou-frou drinks at a bar unless the bar is literally out on a beach. Yeah,
but if I'm at like TGI Fridays, I'd be like, fuck it, give me a frozen pina colada. But but I'd also be drinking beers and JMO and gingers too. Like I mix it up. I don't just stick to one thing. Every time I go to the bar, like when Clint was with me in Jacksonville, came into the bar, but I was coming back with a different flavor or a different style of beer every time. Like I change. I don't stick to one thing. I was like, fuck it, let me try that one. No, let me got this one. I'm always changing it up. But like I said, taste buds, it's pina colada.
All right, my number one is my number one because you basically take all the alcohol and my favorite drink of all time, which is just Coca-Cola. You take all the alcohol, you stick it in a glass, you pour a little Coke in, and you got yourself a Long Island iced tea. So yeah, I'm gonna go Long Island iced tea, the LIT, because it's just a bunch of alcohol with a little bit of Coke on top. And for some reason, it tastes like iced tea. I don't know how that happens, but it does. So yeah, there it is. Guys, thank you so much for playing along. I appreciate all your guys' stuff in the comments section. I'd say that was a very successful Mike and Maddie's top 5 with Murdog. And we can get back to what we were doing at the over 2-hour mark. Jesus fucking Christ. Let's get out of this intermission report and we'll take a few of your calls. Here we go.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
Oh yeah, Scott just posted it. Oh, he's right. Okay, I got one for you guys just to go back to the drinks, right? You guys got to try this. It wasn't flaming Dr. Pepper, but it was called a Dr. Pepper shot. All right, try this. If I'm wrong, come yell at me. You take a shot of, I believe it's amaretto. And that's not like a hard liquor. It's just a flavor like liqueur. A shot of amaretto and drop it in.
If you're going Dr. Pepper, amaretto, yeah, it's definitely something that would give it that flavor.
Yeah. You drop a shot of amaretto into like a half a pint of beer, like a bud, maybe 60% of a beer. You just take the shot of amaretto, just drop the shot into the glass and chug the beer with the glass in it. And it tastes like Dr. Pepper every time. That is like outside of pina colada. That's like a favorite tasty. Try it.
All right. And I am a man of my word. I am gifting 5 channel memberships right now. So there you go. One for the people there, DB. Thank you so much for your contributions to the Midnight Mike Show. Can you see who got those, Murdog? Oh, I can because I'm actually there. It looks like Astral, Snood, Phillip, that guy, and Pretty Boy, all getting channel memberships from the Midnight Mike Show. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much for all being here. And now, after doing that, I have to pop over here. I have to get the link and drop it in the chat for you guys because I know that there's a couple of you. We're not going to be able to get to everybody. Already over the 2-hour mark. Keep hitting that thumbs up, guys. Keep hitting that thumbs up. Let more people know we're here. If those numbers go up, that's the longer we will stick around to do this. And I appreciate it. Scott, have you still not gotten a fucking gifted channel membership? How's that possible? We're giving out 20 today. How is that effing possible that Scott has not gotten one? That's insane. There we go, folks. The link is now in the comments section. So please click on that if you want to talk to Murdog and myself about this week's game, the Jets versus the Dolphins, or anything else, your favorite beverages. I'd like to go know Mets' favorite alcoholic beverages. I'm thinking that Mets has never drank an alcoholic beverage. Sounds like I'm drunk right now, but I'm not. I am sick and I am congested and it's killing me. It's like I'm living in like a haze. Me too, DB. Oh, Alan's in here. Alan, where have you been, buddy? Imagine a team signing Lawson over Hutchinson. Oh, yeah, I know. What? Such an asshole.
I mean, T-Dobbs, it's not like I came in saying like, Malibu Bay Breeze. Warm beer.
Dude, you said pina colada.
No,
It's not too far off from a Malibu Bape.
Come on, there's a big difference.
Not. It is. Come on. Like, let's be real here. Any of those fruity drinks are all in the same friggin' category. But regardless, here we go. Here we go.
Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball.
Hey guys.
Hey, Mets, what's up?
How you doing, Mets? What are you reading? Cooking price wise?
I've had this book for like months. Mike.
Oh, so
I
you're just reading? What you call it?
Well, I did finish.
He reads cookbooks.
I did finish. I did make something from this yesterday.
What'd you make?
What'd you make?
Fried chicken with lemon rice.
Okay.
Nice. How'd it turn out?
Not good. I think a little strong on the lemon with the rice.
And, wait, whose cookbook is that, Mets? Oh, is it Vincent Price?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Oh, nice. I have two like celebrity style cookbooks. One of them is, they're my wife's really, but we have the Dolly Parton cookbook that just came out. But we also have, did you guys ever see the Goldbergs? The show The Goldbergs?
Here and there.
Okay. Regardless, it's a show that takes place in the 80s, and it brings me back to my childhood and whatnot. But the mother on that show is always known for cooking stuff, no matter how unhealthy. And the real mother actually put out a cookbook. And so we have that cookbook. So those are the two like celebrity style cookbooks.
This book was actually based on a British TV miniseries that Price hosted himself in the 70s.
Oh, well, there you go. Matt, so what are you thinking, man? What are you thinking about this weekend's football action?
I'm just hoping that New England and Tennessee win so the Giants can at least move up to the number 2 pick and get a new franchise quarterback. Because we can't get it tonight because the Browns lost. Get number 1 because the Browns lost. And lost back.
I hate to tell you this, Matt, but I have no confidence in any of these quarterbacks in this draft. I think this is a terrible, terrible quarterback draft class. Even Sanders, I don't fucking I just don't buy it.
Well, at this point, this team is fucking desperate for a quarterback. We're desperate for a coach who is fucking competent. We're desperate and willing to train the players that get drafted to show their potential instead of constricting them because he's a fucking arrogant asshole like Dable is.
Well, but why not instead try to like go for JJ McCarthy or go for one of these guys that are sitting on another team and try to pull them in. It's just bringing in a rookie quarterback from what seems to be a kind of a terrible quarterback draft class.
This team needs to change its fucking perception of itself.
But you think they're going to do that with Shedeur Sanders?
Yes. You know the Giants are one of the few teams that have never had a black quarterback in their history start on a regular basis.
Oh, stop being racist, Mets.
I'm not. I'm just pointing out a fact.
I'm just fucking with you. No, look. Yeah, what are you talking about? You guys had Tyrod?
I meant as a starter from out of the gate, not from a trade or a free agent holdover.
So you just want him because he's black. You want to break that. You want a DEI hire, really?
Wow.
More like a break the mold hire because the team has been stuck in a time loop.
Okay.
Not a DEI.
Fair enough. I know, but I just don't see it with him or Cam Ward. I just don't see it.
I don't have faith in Cam Ward, and I would never touch Shedeur Sanders because I don't want anything to do with Dion. and that
Yeah.
fucking shit show
I
circuit.
think Shador Sanders, I think he is the definition of bringing a circus to town. And that's why I don't want the Jets with him, and I don't think you should want the Giants with him. He's gonna be all about. He's the guy who wants.
How do you think I felt with Caleb Williams when Chicago got him? Not that I care for the Bears, but you get the point. It's the same principle, is it not?
No, Caleb Williams, and we all said Caleb Williams was not going to be the quarterback that the Bears thought he was, and he wasn't. So you're going to end up getting Shador Sanders, maybe, and then what? And then what? And then basically having the same fucking thing happen? Good night, Kim. We love you. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Kim. Hey, real quick,
I don't want to wait another year just to get Arch.
What? But that's in like 2 years from now. Listen, I'm 4.
Yeah, he ain't
so
in this draft.
I just tracked him up to 94, and as a thank you, I'd like to pay it forward. So hopefully some of you, I don't have the list, but I'm gonna try to drop this. Here you go. Should it pop up? Let's just pay it forward a little bit.
Up?
There you go. All right, as a thank you.
Holy shit.
Thank you to the chat. I'm up to 94.
Dude, that's awesome.
Got to pay it forward, man. I appreciate you guys supporting me. Thank you for the ones I've got so far. Pay it forward. Hopefully some of you guys get.
Hell yeah. And Murdoch and the Jets stream are getting the Jets chant. Jets. And hey, look at that. Look at that, guys. He is, what'd you say? You went from like 84 or 85 to 94?
Yeah. I was in the 80s. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay,
like
guys. We are 86.
86.
Hold on. We are 6 people away from Murdoch getting over the 100 of subscribers. I know there's like 50 of you in here right now. That there has to be 6 of you who could go over. We need to get that link in the description. DB, do it again. Hit that link to Murdoch's stream directly here in the comments section and get over there. We need 6 of you to go over and subscribe. It's fucking free. Hit the like button here, subscribe over there. Oh, yeah, if all of you want to go over there, that'd be great. But you guys.
I got the list here. Uncle Ben, Smacks Burner, Zenos Chloe, Luis Rivas, and CND. Welcome to the channel.
Guys, there it is. Look, it's in the description, and you can click on that link. Head over to the Jets stream, hit subscribe, come right back here, and just pick Met's brain. That's what we all want to do. Let's fucking go. Get Murdoch to 100. Thank you, Miguel. Okay, Mets. So I know you want the Giants to lose, but I want to know we got Tua not playing. I think we got Aaron and Devontae playing. It's in MetLife. Can the Jets pull off this spoiler?
Yes.
Do you hope they pull off this spoiler?
Yes.
Thank you, Mets. I appreciate that.
Granted, I'm just overtaxed myself tonight. I just went through my longest stream that went over 5 hours doing a Japanese wrestling event that occurred earlier this morning.
Yeah, my buddy, he was on this show a few months ago, Phil Rea. He was at the Tokyo Dome. He was sitting 3rd row, bro.
So he was at Wrestle Kingdom tonight.
He was at Wrestle Kingdom tonight, or yesterday, whenever it was. But yeah, he was there. It's been like literally, I have known this guy for over a decade, and his dream has always been to go to the Tokyo Dome for Wrestle Kingdom, and he was able to fly over there, and I got video of him walking in for the first time into the Tokyo Dome and going up to his seats. Like I said, he was like 3rd row, right next to the aisle. So yeah, good luck to him, and I hope he had a great time.
Is he going back tomorrow later tonight for Wrestle Dynasty?
I have no idea. I just know he took the trip to Japan, and he's been there a couple days now. He was there before he got there before New Year's. So he spent his New Year's in Japan. And that's when I started looking up, like, could you spend New Year's in Japan and then fly to New York for Times Square? And I think you could. because the international date line is right there. So you could spend New Year's in like Korea, South Korea, or Japan or Australia, and then if you flew to, let's say, the West Coast, you'd be able to celebrate New Year's again in LA or something in that time zone. Like that'd be a cool thing to do. I wouldn't do it now in my 40s, but like in my 20s or 30s, that seems like it would have been a fun thing to do.
That's for sure.
You know, Japanese, their wrestling, their fans are very polite.
True.
Like they clap when they like to see something, but they're not rowdy. They give like polite golf claps the whole time. They're very like well-mannered people.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I think, and truthfully, I think that they're like that for baseball too. Like I've watched a bunch of guys who travel over to Japan for baseball games, whether it's MLB games going over there or, you know, in their league with the like the Dragons and the Giants and all they have over there. And they'll sit there. Oh, and they have those remember those tubes, those blow up tubes that you can hit together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're big with those. They love those things over there. Hold on. I'm behind here. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Adirondack Fly Guy comes in. He says, that's the first time I've ever seen the link. I spent an hour scrolling through YouTube the other night and found every podcast about actual Jets streams that made by Jets that couldn't find yours. So actual Jets and like chemtrails. It's probably like chemtrail, like conspiracy theory things. Tonight I made Murdog and DB channel moderators so that they were putting the link in, but apparently you couldn't actually click on it. Tonight we made it so they made them moderators so that the link can be actually clicked on. And it seems to have worked. It seems to have worked. So guys, please get over there and subscribe to Murdog's channel.
Yeah,
Scott Black, our resident Dolphin fan in the house. Are you getting ready for your beating tomorrow, Scott? Because I hope you are. Get ready, buddy. Been in the Tokyo airport before. Cleanest airport I have ever seen. Yeah, that tracks. That makes sense.
Well, I'm just going to hit the sack for tonight.
All right, Mets, before you go, hold on, before you go, what was the biggest wrestling event you've ever attended? Like the biggest one that an average person would go, oh, that show.
I think I'd have to say the Crockett Cup from 2019, or the biggest one I've gone to total was a Collision taping I went to last year, but I'm not really big on AEW.
So you haven't been to any SummerSlam, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, anything like that?
The closest to it I've been to was a TNA Bound for Glory back in 2015.
That's
okay.
TNA.
I'd say that's probably, yeah, but I'd still say that's a well-known enough. But thank you, Mets. I appreciate you being in here.
All right. Either that or a Best in the World 2016 event for the old Ring of Honor.
Okay.
Was one of those.
There he goes. Murdoch, let me ask you, guys. There was two people who popped in here while we were talking to Mets, and they popped in and then popped back out. I'll give everybody one more chance, but we are at the 2-hour 30-minute mark. If you pop back in, I'll pull you in. Murdoch, what was the biggest wrestling event you ever attended?
Probably WrestleMania 1.
There you go, man.
WrestleMania 2, I went to 1 and 2. But 2 wasn't as lively because it was held in 3 cities.
Yeah. And you had to watch a bunch on the screen, right?
Yeah, well, I only got the ones at Nassau Coliseum, so I didn't. We watched the Battle Royal in Chicago, and then we watched Hogan and Bundy in LA. And they would kind of go match here, city by city. And there was a lot of downtime in the arena. So. But yeah, we're just watching all the other matches from the other 2 cities like this.
Yeah. Well, my biggest disappointment is that I never went to WrestleMania 4 and 5 at Trump Plaza. That is my favorite literal year of wrestling in the history of wrestling. WrestleMania 4, to WrestleMania 5. So you have the Mega Powers, becoming a thing into WrestleMania 4, and then you have them breaking up from 4 to 5, and then the Mega Powers exploding in 5. And literally, it's an hour drive down the road in Atlantic City that I could have gone to. And but I was too young. I couldn't buy my tickets. I couldn't transport myself there. But I would say I'd say, okay, so I went to WrestleMania 23. Most people know that as the Donald Trump shaves Vince McMahon's hair at WrestleMania. It's also the only WrestleMania. Yeah, it's also the only WrestleMania where ECW is actually represented as ECW. And then I also went to I'd say my two favorite events that I ever went to. I went to SummerSlam 02 or 03. I don't remember which one it was. But my favorite was went to SummerSlam 88. If people remember that one, that was the one where it was the Mega Powers versus the Mega Bucks, and Miss Elizabeth took off her skirt and was wearing the underwear.
That was Andre and DiBiase, right?
Yeah. And then I was also at SummerSlam 91, and people know that one as the Match Made in Heaven, Match Made in Hell, where Macho Man and Elizabeth got married. So
okay.
I'd say that. But Scott Black comes in, says, I'm calling in Tuesday, win or loss. Dude, I love it. You're always welcome, and I appreciate you being here. But he also says, look at this. He says he was in Daytona for Bash at the Beach. He says he was at, I believe this was another Bash at the Beach, wasn't it? The Rodman and Hogan versus DDP and Malone. Wasn't that a Bash at the Beach, or was that a Starcade?
I don't know. Was it Starcade or Salt? No, not Salt.
Or hell, it even could have been it could even have been a Hog Wild, a Road Wild.
Yeah. With the motorcycles.
Or was that the one with Jay Leno? Which fucking guy?
Jay Leno probably did. Yeah.
Fucking WCW. Fucking love that shit. That shit was funny. Yes, you are right, DB. WrestleMania is a Super Bowl of wrestling. It's gotten a little too much now for me. I don't like that it's 2 days now. I don't like. I pretty much know nobody at this point. But I've heard that Cena's winning the Royal Rumble.
Heard that too. I mean, there's a lot of predictions. Like especially for Monday on Netflix, the debut. You know something big's gonna happen. The Rock will be there. He's turning on Roman Reigns. I don't know if he'll do it on Monday, but it's coming to set up their WrestleMania match. That has to happen. There's gonna be a lot of shit. But yeah, Cena winning the Royal Rumble. I mean, if Rock doesn't turn on Roman now, he might enter the Royal Rumble as number 31 because he's on the board of directors and could do whatever he wants. So that'll be the gimmick for that. And I see Cena and Roman as the final two, and then here comes the Rock at number 31 and turns on Roman then. So Cena gets to win, and that sets up the Roman Rock WrestleMania match. There's a lot of different ways to go with this, but so much.
Well,
like AJ back with CM Punk. Because Becky Lynch will probably show up, and Charlotte will probably return on Monday. And if Becky Lynch gets involved because she's married to Seth Rollins, going against CM Punk, CM Punk's wife, AJ Lee, will make her return, and they'll probably end up with like a mixed tag match at some point at the pay-per-view.
Murdoch, it was a long show. Our intermission report came at like the 80% time frame, but that's okay. We had a nice. It was the last time we were going to be able to, predict all those games till next season.
It was more like the third quarter report.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. The third quarter report. But thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. And once again, I will guess I'll see you on Tuesday night, right?
Be it Tuesday. Thank you to everybody who dropped subs, man. I appreciate it. 95 and counting, baby.
5 away. Guys, we're 5 away. You know what? If we don't do it tonight, Murdoch, we're doing it Tuesday night.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. You need to set the Murdoch channel, dude.
When I get off of here, I'm going to give you a quick call, all right?
All right, you got it, brother.
All right, have a good night.
Chat, love you. Thank you. Everyone have a good night.
There we go, folks. Another successful Midnight Mike show. I want to thank everybody who has been tuned in. DB94, you have been you have been like the backbone to the chat and the gifts and all that stuff over the past couple of weeks. And I can't thank you enough. It helps support the show so much. And believe me, it will never be unappreciated. It will never be, anyone who gives us in super chats, even people who hit that like button. I cannot tell you how much that helps in building this Midnight Mike Show family. And with Maddie and Murdog and Sean and Tommy's going to be coming back. Tommy had some bad luck recently, but Tommy Jets and Abe, I'm sure he'll call in eventually again. We're trying to build this family, and now we have so many people in the chat who are moderators, who are channel members, all that stuff. Once again, 2025, there's going to be a lot more with the Midnight Mike Show. Like I said, my old podcast, The Midnight Jury, 80s and 90s, pop culture, horror, music, all that stuff will be coming back in 2025. And along with that, things like what I talked about, talking wrestling with Sean and Murdog, just for the wrestling fans, because I know there's a lot of you. Why not dedicate a members only show to something like that? And then I have other ideas that I've talked to Maddie and Murdog about off the air that I'd love to record and put as members only streams or things like that. And sometimes I just do it. Sometimes I just do a pop-up stream where, it's happened a little less often because it's so cold out. When it was a little warmer out, I would literally be sitting out back and just be like, fuck it, and put it on. And if you remember, you could go back and see those ones where I'm just sitting out back. And I think like me and Maddie and Nate did like an hour just talking about the Rocky franchise, like, just for the fuck of it. We just did it. So more of that is going to becoming in 2025 for members. And I truly appreciate all of you who have super chatted, liked, commented, gifted channel memberships, any of that stuff. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for supporting Midnight Mike. Let's get that Jet song going and end out this show. I'll check out your guys' comments on the way out. But of course, like tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to go in and actually read your guys' comments. It's one of my favorite things to do when I'm, driving to work, fucking around, whatever, is go and watch the show that was recently done, but not to watch the show. I know what we did, but to read all those comments. I love doing that. Guys, it is 2025. This was our official first show of 2025, and it will be another year of great Jets content mixed with a bunch of other bullshit that you guys are not even prepared for. I am Midnight Mike, your late night New York Jets host, and I can't wait to see you next time.